if you're listening to the replay of this live, be sure to punch that like and subscribe button. And make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as I go throughout the live. Be sure to help support the channel by hitting the Cash App at $2 boxing. Or you can hit the heart with the $sign in it to leave me a special thanks below, just to let me know you enjoy the pop-up lives and to let me know I'm doing a good job. But at the very least, be sure to punch that like and subscribe button. 8/20/2025. Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's live, we will be discussing Tank versus Jake Paul. But before we do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button. And make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as we go throughout the video. Be sure to help support the channel by punching that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And listen, if you guys enjoy these pop-up lives, let me know by supporting the channel. Like I always say, taking time out my day. I already had to try to hurry up and rush and do a couple errands before I got home, pick my daughter up from school, get her after school snack, all this other stuff. But just be sure to help support the channel by hitting the Cash App at $ 2 cents boxing or leaving your 2 cents in the super chat below. But let's get into this. We're going to talk about this today. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me pin this to the top. I'm going to have open discussion today before I open the panel. And I would just like for people to come up, click the link, give me their 2 cents, and let me know how they feel about this Jake Paul fight. Now, I'm going to give my 2 cents about the fight. And shout out Big Dog Willie, who been coming on here for months, supporting the channel, promoting and announcing the fight. He told y'all Jake Paul and Tank was fighting in November. I didn't believe him. Nobody else believed him. But it is what it is. But I'm going to give my 2 cents about this fight, right? Because I've been around the YouTube streets today, and I mean, people are mad, y'all. They are mad. Like, Tank ain't shit. He ain't never been shit. He ain't never gonna be shit. Like, that's how they coming. When I'm roaming around the YouTube streets, I'm like, damn, what did Tank do to make these niggas so mad? What'd he do? What he do? Shout out Kurt in the building. What up, Kurt? What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show? What are your thoughts about the Tank and Jake Paul fight?
I mean, I don't believe it. MVP is going to be the promoter for Tank, and everybody's on their high horse and saying this is already done, and they're talking about thanks Tank for proving that you're nothing, and I don't even see how it's. I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm trying to find Netflix official account. They said it was announced on his official account.
Yeah, but it was from Turkey or something.
Well, there was another one. Tank is trend. Hold on, let me share my screen. But go ahead, look, get your 2 cents off. I'm gonna look for it.
Oh, that was basically it.
You don't know. You don't know if it's gonna happen or whatever.
I don't believe it's gonna happen until it does. I'll say I was wrong, but there ain't no way that fight makes no sense.
Yeah. Okay, that's all you had.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put you back, and then just come back when I open up the panel. But right now, I'm just letting everybody come up one-on-one and get a 2 cents.
Sound good.
All right. Shout out Kurt for coming up, and shout out Kurt with the early support to the channel with the $10 in the super chat. He say people are crashing out. We don't even know if the BS is true. Damn, I'm to believe MVP is promoted for Tank and Netflix. Nah, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Shout out Kurt with the $10 in the super chat. Blaze P for P, what up? What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
2 cents. What's happening? I come to say that the Jake Paul versus Tank fight makes perfect sense.
Tell him, Blaze P for P.
Perfect sense.
Hey, I definitely wasn't expecting for you to say that, but what you got?
The reason why I say it makes perfect sense because it says the big bag. And let's not forget at the post conference, the post fight press conference, when he fought Lamont, he said Lamont wasn't the next fight. He wanted it to be the next fight. And he had some coming up. And the reports was that it was possibly the Jake Paul fight. And I believed and had credence to it then because I tell everybody on this panel, I'm a Tank fan, really like Tank. I like a lot of boxers, and I'm going to provide my critique too. But the thing with Tank is, I don't consider Tank a legacy fighter. Tank got to the bag fast. So if he puts himself in position to make a huge bag, because there's levels. The Jake Paul fight, Netflix, that's a huge bag in comparison to if he's fighting a real competitive fight of who we want to see him fight at 135. It'll be a bigger draw than the Shakur fight that we all want to see. It'll be a bigger draw than the Lamont Roche rematch. Now, I tell you that it makes perfect sense. I'll tell you.
You breaking up, Blaze. I can't hear you no more. You went out. Blaze, you there? Blaze. Hello?
Yeah.
I can't hear you, Blaze. You might have to go out and come back in, or your signal fading or something.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, faded out. Where did I drop at?
You said the bag, but it's not a legacy fight.
Yeah, it's not a legacy fight, right? But what I'm telling you is that, like, now I don't like the Jake Paul fight in the sense of I really like real boxing. It's not a real fight. I would prefer him to rematch Lamont, and then I really wanted him to still fight Shakur. That's my opinion. But at the end of the day, it's like we know who Tank is. We know who Tank's been for years. Tank ain't been fighting for the belts. Tank ain't been trying to unify at 135. Tank ain't been trying to fight the competitive fights against the best at 135. He let Devin get away. Obviously, well, Keyshawn was still a prospect then. And then obviously, the elephant in the room was Shakur. So I've accepted and been at peace that these fights might not happen. And then I'm not a hater. Like, listen, he's gonna do the Jake Paul. I'm probably not gonna watch it. I might catch some replays and all of that. A whole bunch of people's gonna watch it. He's gonna make a whole bunch of money, and I ain't mad at him because I know who he is. And that's my 2 cents.
All right. Shout out Blaze P for coming up. All right, Blaze, you can come back when I open up the panel. Shout out Rich. What's your 2 cents? What you got from the show?
See enough people not in here, but
the panel not open. I'm just letting people pop up and get their 2 cents.
See enough, like I said, I feel like me, Blade, I feel like us, I feel like a lot of people not really Tank fans. We really Tank fans. A guy like that just got on Blaze. You know what I'm saying? Because we know what the fuck they expect from him. It's these delusional panels that don't understand or don't expect what to come from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard people say that he was calling out Keyshawn. I heard people say that, Tank probably not gonna retire. He not gonna do this. These is words that came out of his fucking mouth. When they asked about Jake Paul, he didn't say no. That wasn't a person that came back room. He just looked side-eyed to someone and smiled. And he said that the person was at the fight or whatever. So I feel like it's just a lot of fake ass Tank fans, or y'all just want to believe certain type of bullshit. But that's sad, because I feel like Big Dog Willie, everybody deserve him give him an apology if this fight is happening. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all laughed at him. He spent money. You know what I'm saying? And y'all laughed at him for saying shit like that. And deep down, every joke is a truth to it. You know what I'm saying? And I already knew this shit was gonna come, something like this, or he was gonna duck Lamont Roach, because that's how we looking at it down here. A lot of people calling my phone saying, "Man, what's up with this nigga? He ducking Lamont Roach like that." You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. And all this one fight deal shit, man, Shakur ain't signing no one fight deal. I pray he don't sign a one fight deal to this nigga if this fight happening. Cause this nigga go over to Amazon and fight against Jake Paul after Jake Paul done disrespected him, said stuff about him and all types of shit. But can't go to Turkey. And Turkey ain't did shit to this nigga, but offer him a hand. Man, y'all crazy, man. I can't wait hey, if this fight happen, y'all sad, man. Shout out to the real Tank fans that know what's up with that nigga. And that's my 2 cents.
All right, Rich. Phoenix the Assassin, the king of hating in the building. Phoenix, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of double standards here. A lot of double standards. Like if we're gonna say Tank is tarnishing his legacy, he's ruining boxing, is disrespectful to the sport. I mean, we're gonna have to say the same thing about Muhammad Ali. We're gonna have to say the same thing about George Foreman, Oscar De La Hoya, Roy Jones, Chavez Sr. Because all these guys had exhibitions in the middle of their careers, and they still called all-time greats and still in the Hall of Fame. So if it's possible for them to do that, why is that not possible for Tank? That's my question. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, shoot, Oscar De La Hoya and Shane Mosley both fought Shaq, right?
Yep.
That video that everybody loves of Muhammad Ali sitting in the corner, dodging 21 punches in 10 seconds. That was an exhibition, if y'all didn't know, against Michael Dokes. That was an exhibition.
This nigga Rich, you ain't at no damn church. Church is chicken. All right, Rich, we'll
Man,
holler at you. I don't know if we're gonna be
shoot.
here at 8.
Yeah, we got who else? Floyd. He fought exhibitions. Well, at least he waited till he was at the end of his career before he did it. We got Pacquiao. He fought in exhibitions. Mike Tyson too. George Foreman, after he got knocked out by Ali, had 5 exhibitions in one day. So like we talking we doing all this complaining about Tank and all these guys who are all time greats, all these guys that people say, oh, if you say you better than them, then you disrespecting the sport, you disrespecting their legacy, you don't know anything about boxing. But you guys don't know that these dudes all did exhibitions too. Hector Camacho, he did them. Chavez Senior, like shoot, the list goes on and on. Like exhibitions is nothing new. People seeing the undisputed fight between Usyk and Fury get held up for Fury to fight in Ghana. But was people saying Fury's career is over? Nah, he still came back and fought Usyk
Facts.
twice.
Facts.
You know, you had Anthony Joshua fighting Ngannou too, and then he still fought after that. And people acting like it's the end of the world because Tank is doing one exhibition. So it's like everybody else can do something, and that's good. But if Tank does it, it's bad. And as far as Tank not being a legacy fighter, here's the thing that's crazy. People compare him to Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and Teofimo. Them along with Tank was the new four kings. Now Tio, you could say that he's had somewhat of an okay resume because he went ahead and uh fought what was it, Comey, fought Lomachenko and beat him, fought Josh Taylor and beat him. And yeah, his last couple of wins have been questionable against Claggett and Jermaine Ortiz. But taking out two guys who were close to undisputed because Lomachenko didn't have all the belts. But Josh Taylor, he got stripped because he wanted to have a rematch with Catterall, who people thought he lost to. But they didn't lose their belts in the ring. They were still, technically who was considered the top dogs in the divisions at the time. And Teofimo beat him. You can give him those two. But then you look at Devin and Shakur, it's like, okay, looking at who Shakur has fought at 135, if we talking about legacy, because Shakur ain't saying he chasing anything right now. If we talking about legacy, how many people would be okay if Tank Davis fought William Zepeda after they've been criticizing him for only fighting slow, flat-footed Mexicans that don't got punching power? How many people would be okay if Tank had signed to fight Josh Patton when he had another guy like JDR Herrera on the table? Came down between two of them and said, "Now let me get the electrician." How many people would be happy if Tank decided to fight Harutunian instead of Frank Martin, who beat Harutunian? Would people be okay with that, or would that go back to that narrative of, yeah, Tank don't fight no slick black fighters? What would they do? Are you telling me that or looking at Devin Haney's resume, would Jojo Diaz be a good fight for Tank? Or Gamboa? Tank knocked him out. Then a couple years later is when Devin fought him and went the distance. That was a great win for Devin, right? Why wasn't it a great win for Tank, who did it earlier? And then we got Jorge Linares. Again, another guy who people would say, oh, Tank is just fighting another slow, flat-footed Mexican, right? And we seen what happened with the Lomachenko fight. Everybody talking about what Mayweather said about, oh, we not in a rush to make that fight for Tank and all this and that. Do y'all remember how many times Lomachenko changed his excuse for why he didn't want to fight Tank? First, he said, Tank ain't got no belt, so I don't want to fight him. Then as soon as Tank won the belt, Lomachenko left the weight class to move to 135. Then they asked him again, well, what about Tank? It's an interesting fight. It's like, what? He hasn't headlined on pay-per-view yet. And then as soon as he became a pay-per-view attraction, oh, nope, that's just not an interesting fight for me. And then it comes time to finally make it, and Lomachenko retires. But we're supposed to go back and say that after Lomachenko already said it's not interesting, Tank ain't been on pay-per-view, Tank ain't a champion, there's anything Tank could have done to make Lomachenko come around 5, 6, 7 years ago when that happened? Like if a dude already given multiple excuses for why he don't want to fight you, and each time you eliminate one excuse, he makes another one. There ain't nothing you can do to make him fight you at that point. At the same time, right now, because Tank is the money guy, think about it. If somebody has an option to fight Shakur Stevenson for the belt or fight Tank, even if Tank had no belt, who you think they're gonna fight? They're gonna fight Tank, even if they rank number one for Shakur, because the money comes there. And that's how being the money guy lets you steal better opposition from whoever the champion is. So yeah, Tank might not, be having legacy in the front of his mind, but becoming the money guy is what allowed him to get some of these fights that his contemporaries is not taking. So that's the thing. That's the thing for me with this. Like Tank has been out there fighting better dudes than his contemporaries, and then now they get soft touches and he can't. Like, and this ain't even a real fight. It's an exhibition, so it's not going on his record. So that's the part for me where I'm
Well,
just like,
I
man,
think
we
it's
got.
because the belief is he hasn't fought anybody at all. Like he hasn't fought nobody his whole career. He just been tricking the game for too long. He just who he is
Mm-mm.
because he ain't doing like I don't understand why people feel like he ain't done this, done this, done this, done that. But yet, like you said, he's the money guy in the division. Like you don't get to be that by doing nothing. That'd be my only problem with that narrative that they
Exactly. You're right. And you're right. And that's the difference between a lot of these guys and, Floyd Mayweather. When you got the similarities between him and Tank, here's what happened. Each time Floyd moved up in the weight class, they were saying, "Oh, he won't fight that guy. He might get beat." Well, that was Jose Luis Castillo. That was people like Henry Briselis. That was people like Chop Chop Corley, Zab Judah. That's who Floyd was fighting while he was moving up. But these other guys ain't really have fights where it looked like they could lose. They didn't really have fights where the general public like, yeah, this might be a 50-50, or yo, there's a strong chance of losing. Like people were saying Tank was ducking Ryan Garcia before the fight happened. People were saying that, oh, Tank can't box for nothing. Leo Santa Cruz is gonna whoop him. Like people was actually saying this stuff like before the fights happened. They were saying, yeah, Tank is just a knockout guy. He's not gonna do anything against Pedraza. That was Tank's first title fight with Pedraza. So like that's the whole thing that's crazy. Like if you got them fights where it's 50-50 and people think that there's a chance for you to lose, when you beating those guys and they keep putting another one in front of you, like, oh, this guy can beat you, then you beat him. Ah, never mind, it was a cherry pick. Same thing they did with Floyd. But these other guys, Devin, Shakur, Tiafimo, they're not really having that. And that's why they're not really in the spotlight. But like to think about it, it's crazy. If they fight anybody that Tank's fought, then they're gonna say that's a good fight. But if Tank were to fight anyone that they've already fought, say he won them next, oh man, people will be crying as bad as they is about this fight. And again, this is an exhibition. It's not even gonna go on his actual boxing record.
well they
That's
did
the
the same
part to
thing with
me.
Lamont Roach. They did the
Hey,
same exact thing you're talking about with Lamont Roach. First, he was a nobody. He get to draw with Tank. Now, oh, he should move on. Fight Shakur. Fight this person. Fight Gary Russell.
yep.
And I'm like, so how is he all of a sudden a good fight for Shakur?
See, that's the thing. They don't see that misstep in the path of logic that they follow. They don't, and that's the part that's crazy to me about it. Because like if you be real, like since Tank's first title shot with Pedraza, all of his opponents have been ranked in the top 10 by any of the sanctioning bodies. They've been a current champion, or a former champion, or undefeated, or a combination of those things. And you're not seeing him fighting people that everyone's talking about. Oh, they on their way out. You're not seeing him fight people that like Jose Ramirez just recently with Devin. People were saying, oh, he done. He's not doing anything. He just out here for a paycheck. Even with Canelo and Bud right now, that's the whole thought. Oh, Canelo ain't really been motivated. You could tell he's taking it easy on these guys because his knees is messed up. That's why he's golfing a lot. He don't care about boxing. He just trying to ride out the rest of his career, and collect this easy money. But like, oh, you gonna give credit to Bud for beating them when you already seen what Mayweather did when Canelo was undefeated? Like that's the part that's crazy. They got low, like a win is a win at the end of the day, but at the same time, the quality of the win matters too. But people don't want to admit that because then it means like, oh, they got to accept that these guys that they say are Tank's contemporaries who ain't fought competition as good as he has are somehow fighting legacy fights. Like, tell me, what's Shakur's legacy gonna be if he do this at 135? He did good at 126. He did good at 130. But to this day, his best fight is Oscar Valdez. That's the one fight Shakur's had where you say, "Oh yeah, that's a good fight." All them other fights is like what? Treating them like sparring. People like to joke that he only fight people who he sparred before because he know he can beat them. That's what people say about Shakur. I don't know if that's true or not because I ain't followed his sparring history or listened to them sparring stories. That's what people say. But look at that 135. Like, are we really going to say that what Shakur has done at 135, his opponents compared to Tanks at 135? Like, who was Shakur fight at 135 except maybe Edwin De Los Santos because of punching power? Who was he fought at 135 that's going to be anybody that Tank fought at 135?
Keep talking. I'm gonna have to leave out and come back in. I'm gonna be right back, Phoenix. I got
All right, I
sound
got
on
you.
my computer. I can't find it. And Mr.
All
Shelton,
right,
I'm
I
gonna come
got
up.
you.
And you can go after Phoenix finish. Go ahead, Phoenix.
All right, all right. I'll get wrap it up and then Shelton go after I hop out. Yeah, this the one thing that people don't want to be honest about. Cause like at the same time, like they're saying, if you making money, you fighting fights that nobody really wants to see. But if nobody wanted to see them, then how in the hell is so many people paying for them? And you the one who's the highest paid out of your contemporaries if nobody wants to see the fights? That's the part that don't make sense. Like boxing, yeah, we got hardcore fans and we got casual fans. The fights that turn into mega fights are the fights that appeal to both. If that wasn't the case, there's no reason why Manny Pacquiao and Floyd would have done 4.6 million in pay-per-view sales. If the belts really mattered as much as people say they do, why in the hell did Floyd and Conor McGregor do 4.3 million in pay-per-view? But now it's for no belt. Why in the world did Floyd end up doing over 1 million with Shane Mosley when that wasn't for a belt? Because he didn't even want to take the WBA BA belt from Shane Mosley in that one. It wasn't on the line for him. And then look at his exhibitions. His exhibitions have been selling more than any of the other people in these last 5 years, except Tank's fight with Ryan Garcia. And that Tank's fight with Ryan Garcia wasn't even for a belt because Ryan didn't want to fight at 135 for. That's the thing. Like people talking about legacy, and yeah, the belts matter to an extent as far as saying, yeah, I'm the champion. But at the same time, like if you got the option between being a champion and making more money, a lot of fighters are going to go with the money. And if you're the guy who everyone can fight to get paid, you're going to be the one that everybody wants to fight. They're not going to care about who the other champions are. They're going to care about fighting you. And then the other champions, yeah, they might got a mandatory. It's like, nah, I don't want to take the fight. And then they end up fighting the guy ranked number 6 because the first 5 guys are waiting on paydays. And then how good is that opponent really if the first guy he was supposed to fight end up fighting the money guy instead? That's the part that people not getting. So he might not have wanted to become a legacy fighter, but he ended up doing it anyway by becoming the guy everyone wants to fight. And if you want to go ahead and have this exhibition, it is what it is, an exhibition. If we can still call Muhammad Ali great, if we can still call Ray Leonard great, if we can still say Mike Tyson was great, George Foreman, if we can still say Chavez Sr., Hector Camacho, Oscar De La Hoya, Shane Mosley, we can still say all these guys from the past who were in the Hall of Fame are great fighters and they had exhibitions in the middle of their careers, then I don't see any reason to complain about Tank doing the same thing. People always talk about following in the footsteps of greatness. Ain't that the same thing if he's doing what they did? And with that, I'll go ahead and leave it there.
Oh shit. Well, I don't see what the big upset is. I mean, he's only doing what he told you he was gonna do. Tank ain't never said he wants to be the greatest of all time. Tank ain't never said he wants to be the greatest of all time at 135. He's always said that he don't care about them belts. Legacy, he doesn't care about that kind of stuff. He cares about changing his circumstances, making money to take care of his family. That's what he cares about. So when he does something in line with what he's told you for years, I don't understand why people are surprised or tripping over it. He's only doing what he told you he was going to do. You can say a lot of things about Tank, but you can't say he lied. Now you can bring up, he wants to be undisputed. Okay, maybe he did, maybe he don't. I don't know, but I'll just go with what he said when he was in deep conversation with people. He said he don't care about the belt. He said he's fighting for something different. Some people are fighting for belts and championships. He's fighting to change the circumstances. That's what the man said. So when he does exactly what he says he's going to do, why do you have a problem with it? I don't. I don't expect anything else from him because people told me a long time ago that you can tell me anything. So I don't listen to what you say. I watch what you do. That's going to tell me who you are. Tank ain't did nothing out of the ordinary, nothing out of the realm of what he said he was going to be doing for you. He's doing what he said.
You bring up a good point, Mr. Shelton, because I always say you can't hold fighters to things that they say aren't their goals. Like, I hear people upset, Tank never unified, Tank never did this. Well, I never heard him really just say that that's his goal or that's what he's setting out to do. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know. I guess people upset. They wanted to see him fighting certain people. And I understand that. As a fan, right, you may have a fighter, you want to see him fighting certain fights and they don't fight it. I get that. But to me, in my opinion, the stuff I'm hearing on the YouTube, like, I think it's kind of wild. It's like, if it's first of all, I still don't even know if it's confirmed or 100%.
Right.
I don't know.
You still don't even know if this is really gonna happen. You don't even know if it's gonna happen.
You don't even know. So, I mean, I'm a content creator. I'm gonna talk about it because otherwise, if I was a fan, I wouldn't even be paying no attention till it was confirmed, right? But you're telling me, Shelton, Mr. Shelton, that these people allegedly he's gonna make 100 million, right? You're telling me that these people would advise their fighter not to do that for legacy? Like, that's what I've been trying to understand.
Look, and let's be honest, okay? Let's just call a spade, Tucson. He was the only one in the ring on March the 1st from Lamont Roach. Am I right or wrong?
Correct.
So he knows what this dude's about. He knows. My heart really ain't in this. According to people who say they're close to him and what he's been saying, he's trying to retire. He's trying to get out the game. If my heart really ain't in this no more, why would I push myself to prepare for a dude who I know is coming to try to take my head off for maybe 20 million, maybe 30? Or I can go over here and get 50 plus with this dude in exhibition. And I really don't have to do too much to get it.
I don't know. Like, that's what I'm, Mr. Shelton. I don't get it.
I mean, it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense.
I'm gonna give my 2 cents about the situation, right? And I know y'all probably heard me already speak on this before. I've already said, first of all, y'all don't ever hear me really complain about who any of these fighters is fighting. I may say I want this fight or that's a whack fight, but I'm not on here just he ain't shit. He ain't gonna be shit. He like it's weird. Like, I don't never talk about fighters like that. I may have criticisms or critiques, but it's just not going. I don't know. I don't care like that. Like, I'm always said, I'm for fighters doing what's best for them and what they say their goals are. If you want to fight for belts and you don't want to focus on, you got star power, but you don't want to focus on being a star, you want to fight for belts, cool. If you don't want to fight for belts and you have the ability to make a lot of money, cool. I'm all for fighters doing whatever they need to do to be the most profitable or whatever they say their goals are. So I've said, I don't care if Tank fights Jake Paul. It's not even a real fight. It's an exhibition. Is it a dumb fight? Absolutely. They're like 100 pounds apart. But like Phoenix said, we saw Oscar De La Hoya fighting Shaq and Shane Mosley fight Shaq. It's just entertainment. So it's one fight. Shakur Stevenson said he's out till next year. So the person y'all even want him to fight ain't even available. He could have did the rematch right away, but like I've always said, not every rematch happens right away. Not every rematch is an immediate rematch. And on top of that, he probably already had this planned in whatever they had in place, and he tried to get around it or make changes or whatever, but it didn't work. Who knows? But all I'm saying is, not now one of these fans, if their favorite fighter had an opportunity at a Jake Paul fight, would advise them against it so that they can go and fight for legacy. So they can go and fight a nigga that's been fighting on the undercard. Like, they just wouldn't do it. So people acting like you fight one exhibition fight, your career over, it's the end. Like I don't know. Is Tank gonna retire after the Jake Paul fight? I don't know. But
he's staying in line though. It's just, what kills me is he's in line with everything he said. He's not telling you nothing that he would. He's not lying to you. He never told you. When have you ever heard Tank say, "I want to be the greatest lightweight of all time"? When have you heard him say that?
He's never said that. And honestly, I think Tank has accomplished whatever it is that he wanted to accomplish when he came to boxing.
He said he fight. He said, "I fight to change my circumstances." Did he not say that?
But you gotta think, like, boxing, think about it like this, right? Boxing is an entertainment sport. Think about it as singing or rapping, right? Every rapper ain't trying to be the best lyricist. Every singer ain't trying to win a Grammy. That's not everybody's goal. So they're performing, writing music, or doing it for different reasons. Y'all want to be mad at Tank because he ain't unifying and doing this and fighting for legacy. Listen, all that legacy talk, I've been an elite athlete for most of my life. I don't care about no fucking legacy shit. All that shit is the culmination of your career when it's over. I'm not thinking about legacy as I'm going through my career. I'm not like, oh, let me do this for legacy. Let me do this for legacy. No, you just go through your career and you compete, and that becomes your legacy. So if he don't care about that shit, he just don't care about that shit. Like,
I said this earlier too. You can't want legacy for him more than he wants it.
Exactly.
If he don't want it, just let him do what he do. But you got to admit that he always told you the truth. I don't fight for that. I don't care about the belts. I don't care about nothing. He told you that. So if he tell you that, why don't you believe it? That's the only problem I have with it. He told you what he about, and you still don't believe it.
I mean, I don't know. I just, what can you do? If I'm a Tank fan, like, I don't want him to fight Jake Paul, but he fighting Jake Paul. Like, what? I don't understand what people want, quote unquote, Tank fans to do. Do y'all just want us to be like, fuck that nigga, we never watching him again? Like, what do you want?
No,
like, I'm sure it's plenty of Tank fans that don't want him to fight Jake Paul, and they would rather him, fight the other names in the division. But he's not doing that, so he's just not doing that. He's going to go.
Yeah, if you're a Tank fan, you should root for Tank. If you're a Tank fan, you should root for Tank no matter who he's fighting.
Exactly.
You're a Tank fan. If you're gonna watch it, watch it. It's on Netflix. You ain't got to pay for it, so watch it or don't watch it. But don't sit up and bitch about it because he's doing what he said he was gonna do. I don't understand what the issue is. But that's my 2 cents, girl.
I'm gonna let you go, but I'm gonna say this one last thing. What's even crazier is, one, we still don't know if this is official, and it broke the fucking internet. It broke. That's crazy. In 30 minutes, this shit was everywhere, and you're telling me what? My casual boxing friends was texting me. My brother was calling me all in 30
I was making
minutes.
Breakfast. I was making breakfast. People was calling me from their jobs. Did you hear? Hear what? Tank's fighting Jake Paul. No shit. I had no idea. No shit. Looked like, damn, he is fighting the dude. Okay.
Name the so-called legacy fight that'll get this type of energy.
Ain't nobody out here that got that kind of legacy right now.
Exactly.
The closest thing we got to it is Bud and Crump and Canelo, and they not half
that fight is forgotten about. What people talking about?
Yeah, everybody talking about this shit now. Everybody talking about this shit now.
We don't even know if it's official. We don't even know if it's truly official. If it is official, I haven't heard it, but that's all I wanted to.
That's it. I just think that a lot of people that's having this selective outrage is tripping. I mean, if he fight the dude, he fight the dude. So what? Roach. Now, the only person that really should be mad, if you want to talk about, is Lamont Roach.
Yeah, but he got options, Mr. Shelton. Remember, he was about to
move on. But you forget though. But like you always say about the business 2 cents, you always say this. The dude only made $700,000 to fight Tank the first time.
Yeah.
So he can't be coming out here asking for no enormous bags to fight anybody.
Facts.
His bag was Tank. That rematch was about to get him paid. Ain't nobody else to give him no 3-4 million. Ain't nobody doing that. He's not a money guy. He fights for Gary Jonas at Pro Box.
He can go fight Shakur on the undercard. Remember, he got options. So it's
he can go fight Shakur on the undercard, but it ain't gonna be for the bag. It ain't gonna be the bag that takes the bottom.
Options, Mr. Shelton. Them options that he was gonna move along to. Now he can go ahead.
Well, remember when I told you? When you told me that what they were saying, you told me when they say he got options. I said he got options, so probably not good ones, but he got them.
Hey, now he can go pick one. But let me get the next person up here, Mr. Shelton. Thank you.
All right, let it go. Let it.
All right. Boxing Hacker, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yo, what's up, 2 cents? There's a lot of hoop jumping here. First off, man, shouts out to Big Dog Willie. He's been calling this out for like, I don't know how long, you know? And we kept blowing him off, blowing up. He was right. And he even got the month right, too. So if it's true, he's like Tankadamus right now, you know? He proved everybody wrong, you know? So salute to him. You know, but let's keep it 100. Like, people out here, the same people out here saying, "Oh, it doesn't matter. Tank's just doing what he wants to do." And the same people will say, "Crawford versus Canelo is a terrible fight." Oh, this guy's fight is not even that good. You know, you guys will criticize Turkey fight, you will criticize that fight, but now it's Tank fight. Well, he's doing what he wants to do. He wants to make money, but nah, let's cut the cap. This fight makes absolutely.
Let me ask you a question before. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Did Canelo and Crawford break the internet, Boxing Hacker? No, it didn't.
Did they break the internet?
Canelo and Crawford. This energy right here for this fight that we still don't even really know is official. This energy right here, when that poster dropped and 30 minutes later, it was everywhere like wildfire, articles about it, everything. People calling me that don't even watch boxing. That's the type of energy for a fight that sells 65,000 tickets.
I don't know if it's that big of energy. I think people are just criticizing it.
No.
It's getting criticized. It's not like, wow, it's a great fight. Let's not do that, 2 cents. It's not people out here talking about how great it is. People are like, what the hell is this?
About this fight, they're pre-selling tickets, Boxing Hacker. I guarantee you this shit gonna sell out.
Oh my God.
You're tripping. But go ahead.
2 cents. You're the one that always puts that jumping through hoops video. Where is that jumping through hoops video right now? Because you're doing cartwheels, backflips, capoeira. You do all sorts of things to those hoops right now.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you the truth.
No. If it happens, this is whack. This is you can't even compare it to like Floyd and them, because at least half those guys were retired before they even started doing exhibitions. Let's be real. You know, at least, and the few you named, they fought their top fighter, you know? Like, you know, Floyd fought his top fighter. He fought 2 top fighters, you know? Oscar De La Hoya fought a bunch of fighters that are really, really good. Tank, I don't know, like he hasn't fought his contemporaries. And we're talking about he's about to fight, Jake Paul.
So you would tell Devin Haney to turn down a Jake Paul fight, Boxing Hacker?
Hell yeah. What the hell? What kind of match is that?
So forget the money he gonna make, just turn down the fight.
What kind of match is that? It's for we're boxing fans.
It's an exhibition.
What are we talking about? How's the exhibition? No, it's not. First off, you don't even know it's an exhibition because they both have boxing licenses. It's not like one's a wrestler.
Exhibition, bro. They said exhibition. They're 100
pounds.
Hey,
I don't know.
I
don't know, but I'll put it like this: it's a useless fight. Like what happened to Lamont Roach? You're literally the same person who sat here talking about, oh, how you see Tank's going directly into the rematch. Is your favorite fight going directly into the rematch? No, Lamont Roach is calling him a duck. You should be I would expect that criticism from you. You know, as much as you were like,
I want him. Huh? I would like for him to do the rematch. I've already said this before.
Yeah, but you're here jumping through hoops, like trying to make this make sense. You know, like
no, I'm not jumping through hoops. I'm just saying.
Okay, cartwheeling through them.
This is what I'm saying, right? As a boxing fan, of course, as a fan, you want to see a boxing match. You want to see a unification. You want to see him do all of this, right?
Yes.
But the news dropped and the shit spread like wildfire. So
for excitement for the fight or criticism?
I'm not in Tank's mind, but most likely he probably sees this as more profitable for him than doing the rematch. So what? I don't know what y'all want Tank fans
you keep saying you make it sound like people are like speculating who's gonna win, or people are like, what the hell? The only thing that's breaking the internet. People saying, "What the hell is this?" That's what's breaking. That's what's breaking the internet. Like you got to put that in context. It's not like people are like,
so you're
"Ooh, who's
telling
going to
me
win this fight?"
you
Or this
don't
is
think it's gonna be
interesting.
a
No,
big
people are
fight?
like, "What the?" I literally see people talking about, "Oh, we're not gonna watch it." Even some tanking maniacs are going against the fight.
Listen to me, Boxing Hacker. Answer.
Yeah.
You don't think that this is going to be a profitable fight?
It may. Oh, probably would be, sure. But you act like if he didn't fight like Lamont Roach, it's not gonna be profitable. You act like if he didn't fight Shakur, it's not gonna be profitable. He can still make money fighting the other guys too.
Who do you think he'll make more fighting, Boxing Hacker?
I don't know, because a lot of people are saying the fight sucks. Like,
who do you think he will make?
It's hard. Okay, look at it this way. Look at it this way. Yes, Jake Paul is a cash cow. Yes, Tank Davis is a cash cow. However, here's the complexity of the whole situation. A lot of people are saying, I haven't seen anybody even remotely seem excited for the fight. You know, either Tank Maniacs are jumping through hoops, or people are saying the fight sucks. Like, what the hell? You know, that's the complexity of it. Normally, yeah, if you put two of these guys in a match, you know, like if they were a similar size, maybe, but it doesn't even make sense. It's like,
that's what I'm saying. It don't make sense. Like, nigga, y'all are fucking 100 pounds apart. This shit is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's an exhibition fight. We seen Shane Mosley fight Shaq. We seen Oscar. It's an exhibition fight. It's not even a real fight.
I'm gonna put it like this too, Sam. You can't criticize if you can't put real energy in criticizing this. You can't criticize any more fights.
Did you not just hear me criticize it? Did you not just
hear me? You're like,
did you not just
give me make more money? Nah, ain't nothing about no goddamn money.
No, because
if it happens,
I've always said because I've always said I'm for fighters doing what's most profitable for them and or whatever their goals are.
If that's true, to say, why are you mad at fighters going to Turkey?
When am I ever mad?
Going to Turkey? Okay, why are you mad? Yeah, you're like, why they gotta go to Turkey? Why they gotta go to Turkey?
Ever said that?
They're selling us. You ain't never said that.
Ever said no? When have I? Listen, you're
never definitely not a Turkey sympathizer. I can say that much.
You've never heard me cry or complain or anything about fighters fighting or fighters getting their money. You've never heard me do that. You didn't hear me call Shakur Stevenson a duck because he didn't go to PBC because I said boxing is about timing. It wasn't the right time and the business wasn't right. So he went to where he could get.
If you feel that way, then all fighters should go to Turkey because Turkey's paying the bag, right?
But you don't know that is the thing for all of fighters, though. Everything is different for everybody. You can't
see how that works? Like
everybody together, be like, "Oh, we should go over there because the business is
like nobody should go." If it's all about fighters making the back, because the funny thing about it, because I literally hear people also say, "Oh, fighters go to Turkey. They're not making how much they're worth," or some weird ass argument that people are making. Like Turkey's paying fighters good money, and they go over there, and people get mad. Oh, they're selling out this and that. But now Stank is like, well, he's making the money, guys. You know, he's making the money. He's gonna make big money with Jake Paul. You know, at least that. You know, it's about fighters. You know, making money.
I've always said that, Box Hacker, so don't act like I'm just saying
hey man, listen. All I'm saying too, saying you need that video to be playing right now. The hoop jumping right now that you're doing. I mean, we have Mr. Shelton up here talking about. Oh, Tanks always say he does it for the money. I don't know if that's true because he also said he wanted to fight big fights. I don't know.
This is a big fight. This will be a big fight. A big exhibition fight.
Yeah, the biggest fight because he's fighting a big guy. Come on, man. Come on. Like I said, all I'm gonna say, Toussaint, you were the same person who gloated about him doing a rematch with freaking Lamont Roach for a minute. You're like, your fighter is not doing a rematch. He's not. He's going back into a dangerous fight. I don't know when Lamont Roach getting a dangerous fight. He's going back into a dangerous fight with Lamont Roach.
You were
going on about that.
No, I wasn't, because I said no, because this is what I said.
No?
I said, listen, I said he doesn't even. I'm not one that thinks he even have to do an immediate rematch next, because you don't have to do an immediate rematch. Not all rematches are immediate. I've said that. Go back and look at my video. Not all rematches are immediate. So I said I don't care. No, hold on, because y'all like to get me mixed up with other people.
No, I'm talking about you two.
I don't care if he fights Lamont Roach next in the rematch, because you don't have to do an immediate rematches. It'll be a fight. They'll do a rematch a year or two later. Like, the shit happens all the time. So my point was, why is everybody like, oh, it got to be the rematch? It got to be absolutely next, when immediate rematches don't always happen. I know
2
Turkey
cents.
give y'all the fights y'all like to see over and
2
over
cents.
and over and over again.
2
But you
cents.
don't
2 cents.
have
Hold
to
up.
do an immediate rematch. Not all
2
rematches
cents.
are immediate.
You literally told you told me that because you said that Devin didn't do an immediate rematch with Ryan. Remember you said that? You see, Tank's doing an immediate rematch. You see, your fair fight. Remember, I distinctly remember you telling me. Okay. If he wasn't gonna do an immediate rematch, what did you expect him to do afterwards? What was your expectation?
I didn't have an expectation. What do you mean? I don't have expectation for any of these fighters. They fight whoever they fight.
All right. So you never told me that. You never told me that 2 cents. You see?
I said if he's going into an immediate
if he's not
going
true.
into an immediate rematch, yes, then I'm sure I said none of the other fighters, his contemporaries, have went into
Exactly. Not you said that. You said Tank.
Yes,
you said multiple times.
So what is
Tank's going to an immediate rematch. None of the other fair fighters are doing that.
They
You see
haven't done
that
that.
Tank is built different. He's going to an immediate rematch with a dangerous opponent. I don't know when. Like I don't know when Lamont became
When the
so
hell did
dangerous.
I ever say Tank is built different?
He
I'm about
like
to kick you off of here. I got
26
people
or what?
behind you.
You know,
You lying,
much
bro.
love.
You lying, bro. I got people behind you. Terrence, best videos. What's your 2 cents? What you got?
Hey, what up, 2 cents?
What up?
Here's my issue. If the man is fighting exhibition fights, that's fine. That means we're not going to take this guy serious anymore. Like he's not a serious fighter anymore.
Okay.
That's what I was saying all along. Like, yeah, if you want to go to that round, no one took Floyd seriously. So I didn't take him serious once he started doing exhibitions. And when you mentioned that Shaq and Shane Mosley fought, no one was taking Shane Mosley serious anymore when he's fighting Shaq. It was like a clown show, something you would be entertained if you went to a circus or something.
Okay.
So if Tank wants to be a circus clown with Jake Paul, that's fine. But tell his fans to stop saying that he can beat Shakur then. Tell his fans to stop saying that he wants to rematch
So
with.
hold on. So because he's fighting Jake Paul, fans can't believe he can beat Shakur?
Nope. No. And I'm gonna say that. No, they should not.
What is
No, they
that? What does
shouldn't.
him fighting Jake Paul have to do with his skills?
Because he's not serious anymore. We can't take a clown. We see him as a clown at this point, doing clown stuff. So why would you take him serious that he can beat a guy that's fighting real fights, that's trying to fight people in the real fights that count on the record? Why would you think that? I mean that's all I'm saying. Like we gotta stop taking him serious if he's fighting exhibition fight. And the second thing, 2 cents. Here's the second thing.
Wasn't Devin Haney trying to fight that Sean O'Malley dude?
I don't know. I don't remember him being serious about fighting an exhibition fight in the middle of him fighting for titles in the boxing arena. I don't know. But here's my second thing. You guys with the PBC have sought leverage.
Not with the PBC.
Have sought leverage with this ideal that Tank is making all of this money, right? He's getting all this money. And now it seems to me like if he's got 30 million, which I've questioned from the start, I've been still the only one questioning whether him and Ryan Garcia, because I still do not believe they got 30 million. So this man has been getting all of this money and he needs the money so bad that he's willing to disregard the rematch where a lot of people think he lost the fight. And he obviously knows what the boxing community is going to look at him fighting Jake Paul at this point. He's going to do that, knowing what's going to happen, because you keep telling us how much money he's going to make. So he must need the money. So the big money man that's been making all this money, he needs the money that bad to fight Jake Paul. That's pretty much what y'all telling me. So don't tell me he making all this money.
But wait. Why is
he can't be making all that?
But hold on. So you're saying he's doing it because he needs the money versus he could possibly be doing it because it's more profitable than something else he was going to be doing?
He needs the money. 2 cents. He needs the money. He need that bread back because everybody on here,
don't all boxers
listen,
fight and need the money? I don't understand what you're saying. Like, it's not making sense.
uh,
Are you saying he
listen,
broke and he need the money like he desperate?
listen, yes. That might be it. I don't know if he broke. He don't have no money, but he damn sure need money because he can get this fight anytime. Think about that for a second. Jake Paul's what, 26, 28 years old?
So it can't just be good business. He need the money.
If he fights Shakur and he fights the rematch, he can fight those two fights and still have that Jake Paul fight be there. He need that money.
Okay,
All this
well, it's a
money
good
he
thing it's
got
there for him
though.
to get. It's a good thing it's there for him to get.
I'm glad he can get the money. Well, stop. Why don't the PBC and his fans stop telling us how much money he making and how much of a big draw he is? Because obviously he ain't getting the money like that. If he need that money that bad, where he can't wait to get the fight after he fights Shakur, after he fights the rematch. If he can't wait 2 fights, he need the money that bad. Don't tell me how much money he got anymore. I don't want to hear it. There's nobody believing it no more. Now he'll have money because Jake Paul giving him money. I guess then he'll have money at that point. That's he need that payday.
So you think? Okay. What else you got?
That's all I got. 2 cents. Thanks for having me on.
All right. That boy say he need the money. Show me the money. That boy Jerry Maguire. Shout out Claymore Rain in the building. What up, Clay?
What up, though? 2 cents. What's good with you, Queen?
Man, just having fun. You know how it is. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Listen, man. We can have we can speculate in different directions as to why Tank is doing what he's doing, and the reasons behind it. I mean, I personally think that he's getting his affairs in order. I think we should have taken him seriously. I always did take him seriously. I think what he's been talking has been from the heart and his true feelings about the sport of boxing and his relationship with the sport of boxing for the foreseeable future, as far as 2025 going into 2026 is concerned. I feel like there's been a fan base of Tank Davis that have closed their ears to Tank, which I think has its own bit of disrespect in it to a certain degree for that man to speak and open his whole entire heart out, to be vulnerable to the boxing space, to have people dismiss how he feels about things, what he plans on doing, and put words in his mouth and things of that nature. We don't know, and we can speculate in multiple different directions as to what drives Tank to do what he does. But one thing that's for certain is Lamont Roach has communicated, and Senior communicated, that he never signed a contract. This fight was a rematch that was supposed to be agreed upon since the beginning, since the draw happened, right? Like a week or 2 weeks later, this fight was announced to be a rematch in June and July at first, and moved into August. He never signed that contract. Conveniently or inconveniently, however anybody wants to look at it, he caught a case, right? Got into an incident June 15th, and it gave the fan base an opportunity to, oh, this is why the fight wasn't announced. There was something fishy going on the whole entire time with Tank Davis in his rematch. It was always different pieces that just didn't make sense, that didn't fit into place, and people kept trying to make sense of it. And what ended up happening from the outside looking in, right, was people were putting words in his mouth. People were this is what he's doing. This is what he's doing. Read between the lines. Meanwhile, hindsight shows at this present moment that Tank Davis was transparent and honest as he could be with the space. A man of not a lot of words, Tank Davis is, but he communicated. 2025 is my last year. I'm on my way out the sport. Boxing is full of shit. He showed his disenchantment. He let you know he didn't plan on fighting Shakur Stevenson because he didn't understand what Shakur did to earn a fight with him. He told you, he wasn't looking to make a fight with Teofimo because Teofimo was being racist and did things, and he was going to slap Teofimo quicker in a parking lot before he'd fight him in the ring. He communicated all these things. Things were circulating about the Jake Paul fight getting put together. We all know that. People wanted to jump into the bag of that's not happening because I don't know why. People said that wasn't happening. But then Jake Paul came out and confirmed it and said, listen, the negotiation was real on the back end of him beating Lamont Roach. This is the direction we're going to go into. What did people do? Dismiss Jake Paul and say he was. And now here we go. An announcement gets made today that he's fighting Jake Paul on November 14th, not the 15th, on a Friday, on Netflix. And if you look at that flyer, you don't see the PBC logo anywhere on that flyer. So that's still out for discussion. We'll see how that ends up turning out to see if the PBC is co-signing this. I'm 50-50 on it, where I feel like I'm kind of hoping the PBC doesn't co-sign this, because there's definitely a mockery of the sport being made. This fight makes absolutely no sense. The weight separation is crazy. And if Tank Davis does make it anywhere close to 175 pounds, I'm speculating that that's the end of his career, because him cutting that weight to get back down to 135 or 140 is going to be crazy. It might be to his own detriment, as a matter of fact, if he was to go ahead and cut that weight to fight back.
Hold on, not to cut you off, Clay, but just you saying that right there just makes this shit make absolutely no sense. You see what I'm saying? Like, to me, it just doesn't make any sense. Now, like I always say, it is an exhibition fight, which it's not a real fight, right? It's not like they're gonna be in there just trying to kill each other and swing. It's an exhibition, so it's an entertainment type of thing. You got two people that's well known in boxing that are coming together to make an exhibition fight. Like, me personally, I get it why fans don't want to see it, but at the same time, it's not a real fight. It's one fight, and then everybody gonna go about their business. He's not the only fighter to ever do an exhibition fight.
Right. There's no issues with him doing an exhibition fight. As far as me, if I'm assuming you're responding to the idea of him going back down to 130.
Yeah, like going to make 100 and like
right.
Tank is like 170 pounds. Clay, come on, man. Like, that shit just, even visually, when I think about it in my head, how the hell is he gonna get in the ring and fight that big?
Tank,
you know what I'm saying?
Tank was a big dude. At one point in time, we got recordings of Leonard Ellerbe saying that the man walks around all around 160 plus pounds. Leonard Ellerbe caught on tape saying that during a weigh-in. I don't remember the exact weigh-in, but Leonard Ellerbe saying that. But maybe he doesn't.
But you're talking about competing at 100, not walking around. You're talking about competing.
Right. Well, I'm just talking about the ability for him to make weight, right? But I'm also saying I don't think he would. I don't know if he's going to make 170 or to fight Jake Paul. What I am saying, though, is the weight influx. It's hard, right, for these fighters to sit around and cut weight make weight like that and then cut all that weight. It's just, he can do it, but it's dangerous, right? It's dangerous. So if he does choose to do that, that's what's up, right? If he chooses to go up in weight, X amount, 20, 30 pounds, whatever it is he plans on doing, and then return back to a weight division like 135 and 140 and compete, that's fine, right? He can do that. I think the biggest thing for me is the Tank has been speaking transparently with the space about how he feels, what direction he's going in, and what he's in the sports for, right? He's not held no secrets. My issue has never been with Tank Davis, because I think I've accepted Tank Davis for who he is a long time ago. I think the fans who built him up to be something that he wasn't trying to be, putting words in his mouth and putting him in position. Now you got a lot of people trying to make a lot of excuses for this Jake Paul fight. A month and a half ago when we were speaking on this, I always asked everybody, I don't know how many straight answers I got, but I said for one moment, if the fight is not going to happen, that's what's up. I hear you guys and the confidence in it and the pushback that was coming from the fan base to even put this jacket on Tank, right? Because this was a jacket 2 months ago. This was something diabolical. Like, Tank would never do this. Why would he? Blah, 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 right? All that stuff. But I asked everybody to entertain the idea for one moment. If he did accept and make this fight happen, how would you guys feel about it? And I never really got a straight answer to it. But I got my answer today. You know what I'm saying? As I'm watching a lot of content creators speak on it. And there's most of them, I think, are standing on business and saying this is unacceptable and you're throwing me on this and I can't, as a true boxing fan, get behind this. And they're expressing themselves. But you got a lot of enablers and a lot of excuse makers and a lot of people who are trying to turn this into something. And I think it's because there's a lot of ego involved. And I think a lot of people put their money inside this one bag. They put their eggs inside this one basket.
This statement, Blaze P4P says this fight makes perfect sense. It gives Tank time to mentally figure things out and stay in relative shape without any risk of injury. And this scripted exhibition. Plus, of course, he's probably going to make a decent amount of money.
Yeah, the money's definitely going to be there. Look, man, I guess hope is alive, man. At the end of the day,
let me ask you a question, Clay. Would you tell your favorite fighter to turn down an opportunity like this?
Yes. I think Jake Paul is not. I can't get behind a fight like this, right? Now look, if you're on your way out the door and you're making your money and you decided that this is the way you're going to go, I'm going to, first of all, I'm not supporting it as far as this being a legitimate fight, but as far as during his career, I don't think this is what Tank needs for a hiatus from the sport, to gain a bunch of weight, get in the ring with a Jake Paul. And, you know, God forbid, worst case scenario, God forbid this doesn't go the way he plans on it going. His whole entire legacy is going to be tainted by this moment. You know, it will. It'll be spoken about for years to come. I know he doesn't care about legacy, but no, my favorite fighter, Terrence Crawford's my favorite fighter. I would be so upset. I'd be upset and I'd be super disappointed if you'd entertain fighting Jake Paul. Especially in this atmosphere where there's money to be made, where you can, you know, with Turkey Al-Sheikh's in the game and offering a lot of money for the great fights, very winnable fights for Tank, by the way. If it was a more desperate space where there was really no money to be made, and you know, if you were Teofimo Lopez or something, I'd understand it a little bit more because whatever.
Teofimo
you know
Lopez, but I mean, you would agree, like you would have to be, I don't know, like a Tank's a big name, Jake's a big name within his own fan base because he has his own fan base. Solid profit opportunity, and you would just be like, no, don't do it.
Not over the fights that are there for him. No, I think Shakur is a legitimate payday for him.
But Shakur's not fighting till next year, so he couldn't even fight Shakur next if he wanted to.
That thing could have been made to happen. There could be effort put in that direction. This fight has been in conversation of people trying to make this fight for almost a year now. Right now, at this moment, when he was supposed to be fighting Lamont Roach, Shakur, we all know. I mean, we can play and act like, whatever, but this fight could have been made a long time ago. Effort could have been put into it. People made excuses about Shakur being on the wrong side of the street and moving and all this nonsense that came up during that whole time period. But I mean, just to keep it simple and straight to the point, no, I wouldn't support my fighter in fighting Jake Paul. Nah, not at all. Especially the size difference and not a Jake Paul. Not a Jake Paul. You know what I mean?
Oh, hold on. Okay. What I was finna say, you made me lose my train of thought. I was talking to my husband. What else you got? Because like I said, this is my thing has always been, and I'm sure you've heard me say this before, I'm always for fighters doing whatever they say their goals are and them putting themselves in position to be the most profitable. So I don't know what people want like Tank fans to do, like denounce him or whatever. But some Tank fans like, no, I don't want to fight this crap. And some Tank fans like, okay, cool, he finna get a bag. We'll just see who we fight next type of situation. So like, what is this space? Everybody's like, oh, you defending him, you doing this, you doing that. Like, no, I'm not really defending him. I'm just saying if that's what he gonna do, that's what he gonna do. And if I'm a fan, like, what do y'all expect? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, we're all going to choose. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you're defending him or not defending him. I don't know if that's not on trial for me. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It really isn't. I would say that, and I see somebody here talking some nonsense about putting it on Shakur again and Eddie Hearns not to make the fight. It's absolute nonsense. But I'll say that at the end of the day, boxing is so much bigger than one fighter. Tank is a great talent. He hasn't been interested in fighting. He's got the things he's dealing with, whatever they are. Boxing could use boxing fans to celebrate boxing and push boxing and help boxing, American boxing specifically, get where it needs to be. The past month, 2 months, maybe even 3 to 4 months, the amount of tearing down that's happened to fighters who have who are darker skin complexion than Tank, from Shakur to Terrence Crawford to Devin Haney, to a lot of fighters who are benefiting in a big way from Abdullah Mason, fighters who are benefiting from this new space that boxing is in, I always say, on the back end of Top Rank, PBC, and a lot of whoever your favorite promotional companies unable to provide these people with these opportunities. We're watching David Benavidez headline a Riyadh season card. I'm sure he's in a grateful space for the opportunity he has to be in championship contention to defend his title and hopefully unify and get an even bigger fight with Beterbiev. Clearly there are issues inside these promotional companies. They're growing, they're going through growing pains, whatever it is, but time waits for no man. These fighters are getting older. A lot of them are in their prime and they're having a hard time making the big opportunities. war or the indifference going on between boxing fans and choosing a side and all this hasn't benefited boxing at all. And I think right now at this moment, watching the way Gervonta Tank Davis is potentially handling this, he's clearly not concerned with any of the so-called quote unquote fans, what they want to see, or whether you guys are upset, not upset, disapproved, not, it makes no difference to him, right? So I say that just in the spirit of, guys, feel free to come back to boxing and push the sport in a way that'll benefit and help push American boxing and get it back to where it needs to be. Because all this inside beefing and debating and screaming on each other and tearing down fighters and calling them ducks, and the way Jerron Boots Ennis has been treated, and Terrence Crawford with the wicked jackets and all that nonsense. I hope this is an example, right? Fighters are going to do what they got to do. Boxing still has to be here. It's been here before Tank, and it's got to be here after Tank. But the space has been going like this as far as American boxing is concerned. And as content creators, we should be on the side of whatever it takes to push the sport up and get it on point. At a minimum, holding the promotional companies accountable if they're not giving you what you want, not making excuses and enabling stuff like this. Because right now, it's a joke. American boxing on the stage is a joke.
Let me say this, Clay, and I got somebody behind you, but they broke the internet, Clay. I hear you.
The internet for the wrong reasons.
I hear what you're saying, but it broke the internet, Clay.
For the wrong reasons. People are not celebrating this. People are disgusted by this all the way across the space. People are clowning
across
American
this
boxing.
Space, though, Clay. What about the people
internationally? I'm watching right now. I'm watching Radio Raheem and Sean Zattel disgusted, talking about what's happening in the American sport of boxing all the way across the board. Almost every content creation space, I would say 7 out of 10 of them are super disgusted with this. Even some of y'all favorite content creators are putting their foot down and letting it be known. This is not being celebrated. This is
so you don't think the fight will perform well?
I don't care if it does.
No, I'm just asking.
I don't know if it will. Maybe it will. It's Jake Paul and it's Tank Davis. These guys hold a lot of weight, which is what makes this fight disgusting, because they hold the weight in comparison to the world right now. When you look at in the UK, 90,000 people inside of a building watching Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois, 60,000 plus people watching Chris Eubank and Conor Benn, who have no belts, right? That fan base, the international fan base that supports a monster anyway. When you're looking at those people, they're looking at this, and you know what they're saying? That's exactly what the hell is wrong with American boxing. Will Tank Davis walk away from this with a lot of money? Yes. Will Jake Paul walk away from this with a lot of money? Yes. But at what cost is the bigger question, because things ripple like a butterfly effect. They ripple through the game. He does things happen, but they ripple. And American boxing is on the stage as one of the biggest jokes since the last 5 to 10 years. Why? Because of stuff like this. That's why. Where's KSI blowing up with his Misfits organization? Here in America. Not over there in the UK. Not over there in Japan. Not over there in Australia. Those places aren't playing with these games. Those places respect boxing and respect championships. They respect legacy. So yes, it's breaking the internet. And Tank Davis may walk away with a lot of money, but we will see in a few months from now what the cost to boxing will be. How much did boxing have to pay to allow this? And what do we look like supporting this when we know it's a joke? We know it's a joke.
All right, Clay, I got somebody behind you. Thank you for coming up. Give me your 2 cents. Appreciate you for stopping by. Hey, with the Tay, what up?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was muted. I'm so sorry. Hey, Queen.
What's up, with the T? What's your 2 cents, Key?
Oh my God.
Hey, listen, I got 73 people in the building. Y'all make sure y'all punch that like and subscribe button. If you enjoying the pop-up, be sure to help support the channel. Let me get these cash apps real quick, Key. Shout out to Desmond Johnson with the $5 in the super chat. He says 100 million for exhibition. Y'all can kiss my black ass. I'll fight a real fight 2026. Roach versus Shakur on the undercard. Laughing my ass off. Shout out Desmond Johnson with the $5 in the super chat. And let me get Boxing Hacker in the super chat with the $5. He say, what if Jake Paul knocks Tank smooth out? What does it mean for his career? How would he move up all those weights? Where's Tank Vada test? We need answers. Shout out Boxing House.
Oh my God.
Key with the T, Tank versus Jake Paul broke the
Oh my
internet
God.
tonight. It's a lot of mixed react. Well, I feel like it's a lot of mixed reactions. Clay say everybody discussed it with the fight. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Oh my God. Salute to 2 cents. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to her channel. Salute to the beautiful chat in the building. Shout out to everybody that was up here before me. I just came at the tail end. And I have to say that I'm disgusted with some of them. I cannot believe this. We are I just and shout out to Clay. This is not no, no disrespect. I respect everybody's opinions. Um, but um are we seriously saying that this is what's wrong with American boxing, as if American boxing did not just give us 3 straight years of bangers? Are we seriously saying that this is what's wrong with American boxing, and we just watched Turkey Al Sheikh put on a New York card and a Saudi Arabia card for a Hispanic holiday, or excuse me, a Mexican holiday, and they fell flat on his face, and it took Inoue, a Japanese fighter, to come to America to bring boxing back up for the weekend because that was horrible? Are we really doing this? When we watched Turkey Al Sheikh put up curtains, okay, in Times Square to where people couldn't even get in. And we watched Canelo fight in the quietest crowd that we have ever seen him in. Canelo got the lowest pay-per-views of his career, bar none. Okay, like are we really blaming this on the fall of boxing for Jake Paul and Tank if it's to be made? First of all, I believe it's true because State Farm Arena has already posted it. Pre-sale tickets are as cheap as $315. Now, here's what I got. Jake Paul was in negotiations with AJ. Now somebody said, I'm not sure who it was, that after the fight, Tank didn't sign a contract. If you know boxing and if you know the business of boxing, you would know that some boxers don't sign a contract until the day of the fight or the day of the press conference. So as long as there was an agreement, which there was, which is why Tank has been in the gym since the beginning of April. He took a break on Father's Day, and that's when he got into that situation with his child's mother. But they're back cool again, that's what they do. We've already, 2 cents and I've already discussed this before, but that's what they do. Um, Everybody got some relatives that's like that, okay? Now, or has at least been through that, okay? Now, but it was still on, okay? And everything fell through with the AJ fight. The British Boxing of Control did not want to um approve that fight over there in the UK for Jake Paul and AJ, so that fell through. All of a sudden, Andre Ward comes out the cut, calls out AJ. It looks like AJ chose to go that route, and this had just sprung up out of the blue. You know what I'm saying? Like literally out of the blue. It was like, whoa. Not to mention with Tank's court date. And I think both of them is just like on some, let's make it an exhibition. From what I'm hearing, it's 3 minute, 10 round fight. Of course, no belts or anything is on the line. Now we know the disparity as far as weight. You know what I'm saying? Reach, we get it. We ran down this. I've been running down it. Am I happy with the fight? No, I wanted Lamont Roach. I was under the impression that it was Lamont Roach this whole time. But one thing I'm not going to allow to happen is for y'all to get on Beyonce's internet on YouTube, okay? On Michael Jackson's YouTube now. We not finna cap like this. Y'all acting like this is the first time in history that something like this has went on. Let me tell y'all something. I am willing to bet I'm willing to bet a couple $100 that the fighters that are in Tank Davis weight class or around are fuming at the fact that they can't get this 50 to 60 million dollars that this man is going to make in about 40 in only 45 minutes. Okay. I mean, we already see Ryan Garcia crashing out on Twitter about it, even though Ryan had just called out Jake Paul, even though Canelo and Jake Paul was in agreement. And Canelo, the only reason why Canelo walked away from Jake Paul was because Turkey came with that money for Bud Crawford. There was a signature and everything. How do we forget this? Short memories, just short memories. I cannot believe this. um and I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be surprised that next year Canelo circles back to Jake Paul, seeing how much money that they are about to do. I told Two Cents them earlier, I am the boxing person in my circle. Everybody else is basketball and football. I bring everybody together for boxing. I've already had now within the past, since the 4 hours that this fight has been released, 10 people who do not watch boxing unless they're with me hit me up and say, "Is this true?" I'm like, "Yes, what's up?" We boom. All right, cool. We all going to Georgia for a time because of the event and the already of the rumors of what's going to be on this fight card. I'm here to tell y'all right now, this fight card is going to be, if not, it's gonna rival, it probably go down as the best fight card undercard this year. I'm not even gonna stunt y'all. We've had some really decent ones already, but just the lines, the names I'm already hearing being lined up from even females, from Alicia Baumgartner. Like, it's just what this man, and it's both, because I heard somebody say, that is PBC on board. Yes, it's being promoted by both MVP and PBC, and it's being aired on Netflix. Okay, so we're gonna see both MVP and PBC talent on this undercard. Like, and to be honest with you, as far as the business of boxing, these are what you call cards that help pay for other cards. We can't say that about a lot of boxing cards out here nowadays. Now, y'all can fuss and cuss at this fight and say, "Oh my God, this is stupid. Oh, this proves that, oh, Tank was ducking all of them." Don't prove nothing. What if Tank walk in at his walk around weight at 155 and Jake Paul and come in at 200? 50 some, 40 some pound difference, and they fight. That's just what they do. It's an exhibition. And for someone to say, "Okay, how's he gonna shrink back down?" Like he's done it before. It's an exhibition. It's not anything. As far as his retirement go, who knows what the man is gonna do? But I tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing. What if Tank Davis looked good in this exhibition? Have anybody thought about that? What if this puts a whole nother twist on, okay, Tank Davis at 147? Because if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Manny Pacquiao just calling out Tank Davis? I heard crickets with that. I've been talking about Tank and Manny for 2 years. I was one of the first that said, "Yo, that fight will go crazy." And
You
it
know,
broke the internet.
they upset about that one too. They don't want that one
And it
either.
broke the right, but it broke the internet then. But guess what? Look at what Manny Pacquiao just did with Barrios. So Manny is now saying, "I'll fight Tank at a catchweight." Crickets. Nobody is saying, "Oh, Tank bet not da 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 da." Look at what Manny just did. Like, and guess who? And Manny might just be lined up for Rolly. Are we gonna come at Rolly? Are we gonna come at Barrios? I didn't hear none of this. I didn't hear anything about Oliver McCall coming back. I don't hear anything about Ricky Hatton coming back. Andre Ward, Chris Eubank Sr. There's so many fighters. King Kong Ortiz. All these fighters that's coming back for a check. But yet this is what's wrong with American boxing. Come on, bruh. No, stop it. I can't have y'all. I can't do that when American boxing for the past 3 years have been straight putting belt to ass on these networks, especially the PBC. And when you know you're in trouble when all a promoter can do is talk about their impressions. Not the pay-per-view sales, not the ticket sales. I've been reading off. I'm one of the only ones reading off the ticket sales for Bud and Canelo, telling people to buy the fight because they have buy 50, purchase it 50% now. You could pay for it 50% later. That's a steal. What's up? Where everybody at? I'm telling y'all that one of the tickets will have Rey Mysterio there. Why isn't nobody talking about that? But y'all want to call Tank and Jake Paul a WWE? Nigga, it's about to be Rey Mysterio and Triple H up at this fight. Literally. Are we doing this for real? In Vegas. Do you guys realize how much Vegas is depending on Canelo and Bud to do good because their tourism is down? Venetian Resort just released a $5,000 slot for chips if you buy the Canelo and Bud. When was the last time we seen this? And y'all coming at, but do you know what Tank and Jake Paul is gonna have to do? Just come in and walk. Their pre-sale tickets is already $316. Every other day, I'm telling y'all different prices for Bud and Canelo to get y'all to buy it. I'm the one saying, hey, buy this one instead of buying the one that's all the way at the top for $3 something. Buy the one, spend an extra $100 and some dollars, buy the $550 ticket because at least you get more perks with it. And it's you pay 50% now, you pay 50% later. Guess who ain't finna have that though? But yet they're bad for boxing. When did Turkey or Dana, Zuffa Boxing, Sela, any of them? When have they done their due diligence in promoting this fight? There should be no excuses as to why that fight is 2.5 weeks away, and there people are still mute. We haven't even got the promo for it, and yet Tank and Jake Paul, two very polarizing figures in boxing. Two people, I swear to God, I could sell this. I could market the hell out of this fight. Two polarizing figures in boxing. Two polarizing figures who don't care, who have done things their own way. Period. Jake Paul, whether you call him a YouTube boxer or whatever, and I'm not condoning, like I said, I would prefer the Lamont Roach fight. But business is business. Jake Paul, a YouTube came from YouTube. Look at what he's been able to do to where he's signing Serrano sisters. I forgot the other sisters that he just signed. Girls from Puerto Rico. They cold as hell. Alicia Baumgartner. Like, come on, are we doing this? He's doing this, right? And putting on his own events that are successful. And guess what? Did it all without a belt. And then here we are. Tank Davis, Baltimore finest, has moved the way that he wanted to move ever since he left Floyd. Okay. They called Tank versus Ryan an exhibition. One of the most successful exhibitions in boxing history. That's not up for a debate. Y'all, people crapped on that fight, and look at how it returned. Look at what the result was for both of those fighters. Garcia could walk away from boxing today, and he still paid from that fight. Those are facts. Tank Davis, the same thing. And look at what he's been able to do for his community and for his stable of boxers that Coach Calvin and Coach Kenny box. That they're able to profit off of Tank Davis. We got Scooter Davis. We got Mia Ellis. You got gosh, I forget my other two boys' names. Jaleel Hackett is another one. There's like Lorenzo Trunk Simpson. They might not be in the win column. They might not be okay, but guess what? We know them through Tank. Tank has put them on different cards and everything. Team has put them out there. And he's a polarizing figure, the bad boy of boxing, and he's about to meet the other polarizing figure. White versus black. Shout out to my white folks out there. Okay, white versus black. And guess what?
Big
Jake
versus
Paul.
small. Big versus small.
Big versus small. David versus Goliath. And guess what? We're about to have Jake Paul coins himself as what? The face of boxing. And Tank Davis, they coined him as what? The face of boxing. Let's get this shit popping. I don't understand what the problem is. I could sell that just like that. And to be honest with you, YouTube, and this no disrespect, because everybody's feelings and opinions are valid. You guys can feel however you want to feel about the fight. But the thing is, I've seen this play before with Floyd versus McGregor. And look at how successful that turned out. And look how they sold that fight. I really believe that if this fight was to come to fruition, which I think is 99% is a done data. I truly believe that this will be a very huge event, especially in Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia, where Tank has a huge following. And we cannot deny what Jake Paul is bringing to the table as far as a set of eyes. I ran down today I think it was 8 articles, 8 websites from everything from Vibe magazine to Fox 8 Live News in freaking Massachusetts. Everybody is talking about this fight. Even the MMA and UFC sites. That's Dana.
Well,
You feel me?
the consistency is. I've heard the other side where they're saying everybody's talking about this fight, but they're disgusted. They're speaking negatively about the
No,
fight.
no.
You're
And isn't
saying
it?
you've seen positive things about the fight?
Yes. Yes, I have
What were those
people
publications
literally
saying? What
betting.
were
I have people, just read the comments. I have people literally betting on this fight. I told you, I'm the boxing one. It's already about 10 of us going to this fight. Period. This is already on lock. That's just us. I haven't even gotten to the other cousins. I can't even tell you how many fight parties there's gonna be. And peep game. This is a year. This is gonna November 15th or November 14th. Is gonna be a year since the Mike Tyson fight. Jake Paul know what the hell he doing. This is just and can I just say this?
But
And
let me
I'll
say this
go.
real quick. Let me
Uh-huh.
say this real quick because I absolutely love the way they promoted that Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. And I say this every time. I haven't seen a fight promoted that well in a very long time. Like you couldn't click on anything without seeing
Yeah.
that fight. I couldn't go on Instagram, X. I couldn't YouTube. Like that fight was everywhere. That
It
fight was
was.
promoted very good. If they promote that fight like they did that Tyson fight, it's gonna be crazy. Like it's gonna do good business. It's
Yes.
and I think me personally, I think it'll make Tank a bigger star. I think it's gonna have the opposite effect of what everybody think because shit, what 60 million people watch the Tyson fight? How many millions of people
Yep.
you think gonna watch this fight?
I think it'll be about the same, at least I say between 45 to 60. But the thing, the number that I'm looking at is because remember with Netflix, you can have 4 TVs in your house and everybody watching the same thing. And they count that as, 4 separate ones instead of just one per household. So I'm not even looking at that number. I'm looking at how many people they will be able to sign up. And see, that's what the success came in with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson because they had thousands of people sign up just to watch that one fight. You see what I'm saying? So, and I think that that's how it's going to go. But I think the live gate is going to do well if this fight comes into fruition, And as far as him retiring, because I keep hearing that, if that's what he chooses to do, then do it. You want to leave the boxing game with all your faculties in place, with everything that you got going on in the background. Hey, yo, I get it. Who am I to tell you when it's time to be done? I never, one thing about it, and 2 Cents can attest, I've never been that because y'all know if you know me, I have several fighters that I back. Win, lose, or draw. Tank is one of them. Okay. I can criticize him, but also say, okay, and so what? He gonna do his thing. Like I'm just one of those when it come to my fighters. But at the same time, who am I to tell him when it's time for him to, unify or sit down? And not to mention, I've never been when it came to Tank, I've never put that pressure on him, in my own head to say, okay, he's going to be undisputed or he's going to go for unification. I never had that because I knew what Tank was. Tank is he's an entertaining fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's an entertaining fighter. He has a good skills. He has a great skill set, in my opinion. And he's going to do and move how he wants to move. I didn't say anything when Floyd went to the WWE and fought. Was it the Big Show? 2 Cents. Remember that when
Yeah, it was Big Show.
wasn't that the Big Show? I wasn't
I think
saying
it was
that
Big Show.
then.
I think it was Big Show.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that then. I didn't get upset when Devin was gonna fight that UFC, the Mallard, the one with the colorful hair. I don't care. I didn't care when Clarissa went to the UFC to fight. I don't get like that. If there's other ways to make your bag, make your bag. You know what I'm saying?
Hold
I'm
on,
not gonna fault
I
them
got
for that.
for you. They got something to say to you. Let me see.
Oh Lord, what I know is boxing hacker.
Boxing hacker with the $2 in the super chat. Keep going out on her shield. The great Tank crash out. Shout out boxing.
Oh, thanks, boxing hacker.
it's like they don't be feeling where we coming from, Key, when we talking about the numbers. I mean, I get their side. Oh, you should be unified and fighting for belts and this and all of that. But
Okay, just wait until the other ones do it. Y'all think Tank finna be the only and last one? They act like this is the boxing farewell tour, and this is what it's being ended with.
shout
Okay.
out to I Am Your Leader with the $4.99 in the super chat. This is embarrassing. 2 cents. Nobody should be allowed to glaze another human being like this. Where is her self-respect? Shout out I Am
Oh,
Your Leader.
I know. I can answer that. I can answer that.
I Am
I
Your
am
Leader
your
be
leader.
trolling, so just take it with a grain of salt. But go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I know where my self-respect is. I left it with your father the other night. I forgot. Can you call him and tell him if he can bring it back to me? Thank you. But
So
anyways.
shout out to Key with the T coming up on the panel, spitting y'all with straight facts. She just hit y'all with the facts. You got anything else, Key?
No, that's all. Make sure y'all subscribe to my girl channel. I'm out.
All right. Y'all make sure y'all punch that like and subscribe button. How many likes I got? Y'all let me know. Shout out to Frequent Flyer. What's your 2 cents, Frequent? What you got for the show?
Salute. Man, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh man, I just came up here to point out the delusion and denial and all of the Tank fans running around here. I'm noticing that a lot of people is trying to use, it's an exhibition, as a coping mechanism. But from what I understood is that they was trying to get Jake Paul to come down to 175 to make it an official bout. So they're not aiming to make it an exhibition fight. They're trying to get Jake Paul to come down to 175 because then the sanctioning bodies are not willing to sanction the fight. And that's why they're calling it an exhibition, because Jake Paul has yet to commit to coming down to 175. So it could indeed end up being a normal bout. So y'all need to stop trying to use that one. It's just an exhibition. Tank, like he not trying to fight Jake Paul for real or something. I don't know what that exhibition thing
All
is.
I seen was
What's the difference?
exhibition
It's
on the
not a big
flyer.
difference. To me, it's not a big difference whether it's an exhibition or not. The only difference in it being an exhibition just means that it's not going to count on Tank's record, but they're still going to be trying to knock each other out. It's still a fight. But the delusion comes in here, and the denial too. A lot of people for months, everybody been saying that this wasn't going to happen and trying to defend this, saying that Tank wouldn't fight Jake Paul. Jake Paul wasn't the guy who he's about to fight. I even had somebody tell me that Tank was lying when he said that the person was in his locker room, because that's the only explanation to make it make sense that he wouldn't be fighting Jake Paul. And they said that it was going to be Keyshawn Davis and not Jake Paul, and that Tank just said the person was in the locker room to throw us all off. The delusion is crazy, and the denial is that strong that people just they're willing to just say their fighter is a liar, say he's lying in order to make some kind of sense of what they're seeing or whatever. That's why I say it's denial, because everybody else who's not that deep invested, can see, what he's saying and take for what he's saying and everything. He said he want to retire. We're like, okay, Tank's, he's probably going to retire. Oh no, Tank's not going to retire. Y'all hating on Tank and this and that and the third. But Tank said this himself. He said the person was in his locker room. Now he's a liar because because it points to Jake Paul. And so now that we see that he's actually going to fight Jake Paul. Now, it's another hoop that they're jumping through. Like Boxing Hacker was saying, you probably need to play that again about, the jumping through the hoops, because that's what I see a lot of Tank fans do. That's what I see a lot of Tank fans doing right now. They're just making up excuses and trying to cope with it.
What you think they should be doing, Frequent? What you think they should be doing? What should Tank fans be doing? Because I already said, I don't care if he fight Jake Paul. It's not a real fight. It's an exhibition, and he'll be going to make a lot of money. So I don't see what the issue is for real. But go ahead.
Ah,
I
man.
mean, what should Tank fans be doing, frequent?
I mean this part of the denial, I think, because I know you're gonna say, oh, you never threw me in the back or timed me out for saying Tank is gonna fight Jake Paul, but I ain't even gonna go into that because that's probably just gonna turn into a back and forth or whatever.
Frequent. I only throw
But
you in the back
but
when you
this has been
overtalk
happening to me all over the place. You know, people timing me out, people,
because you overtalk people. Frequent. Stop it. Stop being a victim. You
not by
overtalk
saying that Tank is about to fight Jake Paul. That's over talking somebody.
You know you be over talking people, frequent. That's why you get thrown off a panel.
No, see that it's selective outrage because before I get on the panel, people be talking over each other all day long. And then as soon as I get on there, I'm the one, even when other people is talking over each other. But that's not what I want to talk about. I'm still talking about Jake Paul and Tank.
If you never
and the
admit you
delusion
have
and
a
denial
problem,
here.
frequent, you can't solve it. That's why we never solve it because you won't admit you have a problem. The first step
No, this y'all not admitting
you
y'all
talking over me right now. You see, the first step is admitting you have a problem. Can you do that?
I'm not the one who's the topic right now. Don't try to deflect and put it on me.
Go ahead.
It's on Gervonta Tank Davis fighting Jake Paul.
Mm-hmm. Continue.
Now, Gervonta Tank Davis fighting Jake Paul. Before this happened, you know, everybody was, you know, letting it be known that this is unacceptable for everybody. But now that it happened, now all of a sudden, it's a lot of people defending it now. A lot of Tank fans defending it. You know?
I ain't changed my tune. I'm saying the same thing I've always said. I think I might even have a video about it. But go ahead.
Well, I think that you know, now that we know he's fighting Jake Paul, people don't want to criticize. They don't. I'm expecting criticism is what I guess what I really want to say, because the people was, you know, putting that out there saying, oh yeah, he's about to fight Jake Paul, and people, oh, you trolling, you know, telling Big Dog Willie he's trolling and stuff like that. You know, people reacting in a negative way as if we're hating on Tank. But then when Tank comes out and do it, no apologies, no criticism for Tank, you know, just saying, oh, he could, that's you wouldn't want your fighter to do that and stuff like that. It's like, come on now, it's defending it. You know, I just think that it's crazy how, you know, people try to say that Devin Haney fans and Shakur fans are this crazy fan base that don't want to criticize their fighters and all of that. But here is clearly a moment where Tank needs to be criticized for doing something like this, not fighting. Tank been at 135 and he's been a champion at 135. Well, he had the secondary belt for a while, but since Devin left, he became the sole champion, you know, for the WBA, and he hasn't fought another champion there. He hasn't unified or anything or fought any of the guys that's, you know, number one guys there. You know, he fought a couple people down in lower weight classes, and now he's fighting Jake Paul. And no criticism. I don't see no criticism.
Hold on. I am your leader. I'm not finna let you lie on me. I would not shoot down nothing. I say what I always say. If he's fighting Jake Paul, it's a fake fight. It's an exhibition. It's one fight. What is the big deal? I've always said that.
But that's the thing, though. They're not going at it to try to make it an exhibition fight. It just so happens that
I don't
the
know
sanctioning
that
bodies are not willing to sanction the fight if Jake Paul doesn't come down to 175. You know, them meet somewhere in between, you know, because Jake Paul's too big. When
the flyer says exhibition, the flyer I seen said exhibition, so that's why I'm saying that. I don't know these extra facts these extra alternative facts you saying right now.
Okay, the last thing I want to say, I used to defend Tank and say he ain't duck Devin and stuff like that, but now it's just a flat out duck now, because you know when Devin moved up to one weight class to 140, people was crying, talking about, oh, Devin's too big, and you know Devin weighed 165 and all this other stuff. You know, Tank can't go up to 140. Devin got to come back down, and then Tank turn around and try to go into negotiations with Conor Ben to fight at 147, which is past 140, and now he about to fight a guy who can't even make it to 175. So what's the difference? You know, if he's willing to
not a
fight
real
Jake.
fight. Like, what part of that don't you understand? It's an
So
exhibition.
So you're saying we don't know that it's an exhibition though.
It says it on the flyer. You think it says exhibition on the flyer?
It might change though.
Well, for now, it's an exhibition.
Okay, it being an exhibition, what does that change though?
It's not a real fight.
So it just don't get counted on his record. So what if Tank gets knocked out? It's not, if Tank gets knocked out, you're not going to see it the same way as, you know, if it was a real fight, because it's an exhibition.
I'm sure they're probably not going to be trying to knock each other out frequently. It's an
exhibition. So you think it's so exhibition to you means fake fight, like they're
it's not a real fight. That's what I keep saying.
Yeah, well, exhibition usually means that it's not sanctioned, you know, that the sanctioning bodies are not willing to sanction it. That's why it, turns out to be a exhibition fight, not that they're, putting on a fake fight like the WWF, like it's scripted or something like that. You make it sound like, they are already predetermining who's going to win the fight. Like Jake Paul is going to say, okay, I'm going to pull my punches. I'm going to make it. You got to make it look good, and everything. Then you got to just let me catch you with the right hook or something like that. I don't think it's fake to that extent. It's just not a fight that's going to be sanctioned. That's all. I think they still going to be trying to knock each other out. I know Tank don't want to suffer no loss to Jake Paul. It'd be embarrassing for him. And I think Jake Paul genuinely wants to try to knock out Tank Davis.
Okay, bro. I'm gonna go with is. So you don't think the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight was scripted? You think they was in there trying to knock each other out?
I think that's a different scenario right there. If you look at that fight, Mike Tyson is an icon. Mike Tyson is past his prime. First of all, I think it would have been a outrage if he would have knocked out Mike Tyson. How old is Mike Tyson? Ain't he over 50?
Like 60 something.
Yeah. So, I think it would have been a whole lot. It would have been a much bigger deal.
But that wasn't even an exhibition. That was a sanctioned fight.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the fact that you had Mike Tyson. Yeah, Mike Tyson's not even a real fighter. I don't think you can really compare those two, because Mike Tyson, Mike Tyson was retired, and so Tank is an active champion in a weight division. That's one thing. The second thing is Tank is a 135-pound fighter, and Jake Paul is all the way up there. Ain't he a heavyweight?
That's what I'm saying. It's not like I disagree with you. Like I think it don't make sense. Of course, I would rather see Tank go fight whatever, another boxer, a champion, or whatever the case may be. But like I said, it's one fight. So it's one fight. Like y'all acting like, you get what I'm saying? Like y'all acting like he just finna be exhibition from now on, or once you fight an exhibition, you can't box no more, or I feel like that's the reaction. You get what I'm saying?
Okay,
like, I just feel like it's just weird. Like I don't know.
This the thing though, Toussaint. You just admitted that it don't make no sense, right? It don't make sense. So are you telling me that because it's Tank, then you don't want to give him criticism? You want to allow him to do it at least more than once before you criticize him for it?
What do you mean? I've clearly just said I don't want to see this.
Like, yeah, you basically said it don't make sense, but you're saying you wouldn't you would stop your favorite fighter. You're asking people questions that make it seem like
I would not. If he's gonna make the amount of money he's saying he's gonna make, then I would. Yeah, go make your money. Absolutely. And that's what I appreciate most about boxing, like I always say, is the business side of it. So if somebody can go make $100 million in one fight, nigga, yes, go.
It's not gonna be 100. Where they get? I don't know where they getting that number from. I think that's one of the numbers that they're throwing out there.
60 million
as a coping mechanism.
60 million, 50 million. tens
We
of
didn't hear
millions of
the
dollars.
flyer didn't say nothing about how much they're getting paid.
Just
I think
like the
that's just
flyer didn't say nothing about it getting sanctioned, but you still brought it up. So just listen to what I'm saying. If he's making 50, 60, 70, 80, whatever million he's making to go fight an exhibition right now, I don't see what the big deal is all I'm saying. It's one fight is what I'm saying.
So it don't warrant criticism is what you're saying, basically.
No, you can criticize and feel however you want to about it. That's my 2 cents. You could.
Yeah, but I'm asking you. Do you feel that you don't feel that it warrants criticism? That's what you're saying.
I just said if you want to criticize it, you can criticize.
I'm not talking about me. I'm already criticizing, and I'm asking you. Do you feel that you don't?
As a fight fan, of course, I would prefer to see him fight the other names we want to see him fight. Of course, I would.
Why you dancing around this question? Just say yes or no.
I'm trying to answer it. But since he's not doing that and he's going to fight an exhibition fight and he's allegedly going to make a lot of money, I don't see a problem with that either. I don't see what the big deal is. If you feel like you should criticize him for not taking the sport serious or whatever the case may be, then you can do that. But
can you make it clearer for the layman's though? Yes or no? Are you saying yes or because what you're saying is a gray area? You're not putting a definite on it. Exactly. I don't know if you're saying yes or no.
It's boxing. There's gray.
Are you saying yes or no?
So everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
We know that, but are you saying yes or no? Which one?
Frequent.
Please.
Frequent. It's not a yes or no answer, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, how is that not a yes or no answer? I asked you, do you think it warrant criticism or not? How is that not it's easy to say yes or no, or maybe, or I'm undecided.
Maybe. Depending on
maybe. Diabolical. I guess that's all I'm going. I think I got more, but I don't even think we gonna get nowhere with it because you want to stay in the gray area with everything.
I mean, I'm not in no gray. What's your opinion? What you mean? Like you ain't up here trying to.
I told you my opinion. I think
I told you my opinion. So you saying fuck it? Just
you said maybe.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
still iffy.
What is your criticism, Frequent? What's your criticism of
my criticism? I'm gonna say it again. My criticism is he's been a champion at 135. You had champions down there who wanted to fight him, other fighters that are good, big names down there trying to fight him, and he won't do it, but he'll go up. He didn't want to. Devin moved up to 140, and he didn't want to go up to 140 to fight Devin, but you'll skip all the way up to a heavyweight and fight a heavyweight and risk getting knocked out and looking bad and all of that for money. You don't think he would have made?
Ain't all fighters fighting for money, Frequent?
You don't think he would have made? You don't think Tank would have made a lot of money if he fights Shakur or fight Devin? Those are big fights. He's skipping over those real big fights with
to go fight
with
a fake one and
integrity,
make more money. Yes, that's what he's doing.
To make a look, how much more is it going to be? I think if Tank went,
it doesn't matter how much
Shakur over. If Tank went and fought Shakur over in Saudi, he probably would get a bigger bag than what he about to get with Jake Paul.
But you don't know that.
More than likely, though.
Well, obviously, he prefers to get it with Jake Paul. What's the problem?
I think because it makes it look like he don't want to face the competition that he would have to fight in a turkey fight, or
let's say that's true. Let's say that's true. He don't want to face the competition in a turkey fight. He'd rather go fight Jake Paul for tens of millions of dollars in a fake fight.
I say it's true. Oh, then Tank Davis ain't who we all thought he was. Then, for years, people been saying that Tank.
So because of this one fight,
the coldest guy down there,
he was because he won't go fight one fight in Saudi.
He ain't fight none of them guys. He ain't fight none of them. He ain't fight no Shakur, no Keyshawn, no Devin Haney, no Teofimo Lopez, no Lomachenko, none of them guys.
But why didn't he fight Loma?
I know
because he retired.
Floyd kept him away from the Loma fight first, but then by the time he got ready to fight Loma was already aged out.
Because he retired. Because he retired. So he didn't fight Loma because he retired. And who's to say
Loma was aged out already. Loma hurt himself pushing his daughter on a swing or something like that, man. He wasn't built for fighting no Tank Davis.
So because he fight this one fight, does that mean he can't go fight those fighters you just named still?
Well, see that this is where the denial and the delusion comes in, because Tank.
I'm just asking. It's just yes or no. It's just yes or no. Frequent.
Oh, I'm explaining because it's just yes no, no because frequent. It's no because Tank explained that he wanted to retire next year. So if he's going to fight Jake Paul in November, then that's all she wrote. That's all, folks. Year, like Buzz Bunny used to say.
Oh, okay. Well,
if he said. So y'all don't want to believe what Tank say. Y'all want to believe he's lying and all of this stuff, but time and time again he keep proving he feels the opposite of what a lot of his fans feel or whatever. He'll go the opposite way. You know, like people were saying that he wouldn't. You know, Devin was too big at 140, and then he came out and said, "Why would he be afraid to fight somebody with just a nose?" But I'm starting to low-key think that he probably was scared because he didn't go up there and fight nobody, you know? And then he want to go up and fight Jake Paul. I don't know.
Okay, well, I got somebody behind you, frequent. Land your drone.
Yeah, salute then.
All right, peace out. Oh, Lord. Tony Reviews, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I ain't going to be on for too long because I've been sick. But I'm just waiting for you to eat your words and admit it, because it wasn't but a couple of shows ago you was making fun of people talking about the Jake Paul fight ain't gonna happen. They were in the locker room talking about he was wearing this, wearing that, people making assumptions, and everybody was right. This was always the fight. Had he not taken a knee in the middle of a fight, this would have been the next fight. It's always been Jake Paul. You said it wasn't going to happen.
But now it's announced. So now you can feel however you want to feel. My point was everybody getting all emotional about some shit that ain't even been announced yet.
Just keep it 100. You said it wasn't going to happen, and it did, and it is. You said people were crazy.
I said, I said I don't think it's going to happen. I said I don't think it's going to happen, and if it does happen, what I say?
2 cents. It was true all along.
Okay, it was true all along. Now it's announced.
The fact of the matter is, your boy, why y'all don't like me over here, because it's a very pro-Tank channel. He don't fight nobody. He ain't never fought nobody. And he continues not to fight nobody. He avoids all competition of his peers. He'll go up and fight somebody with a baby belt. He'll go down and wait to fight somebody that doesn't belong. He'll pull up champions, but he won't fight his peers. He hasn't done it. When is he unified? He doesn't fight other champions. He doesn't fight champions within his division. The dude is scary. He knows he can't beat him. He said it out his own mouth. Oh, well, if it goes to the scorecards, then you know I'm not going to win it. I need 7 Ferraris. He said it out his own damn mouth. He don't believe he can beat none of them. And I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Tank Davis, and you can say, oh, top rank. Top rank ain't been in control of every single division that Tank Davis has been in. Top rank ain't been in control of every single division. No, Tank was the one. Yeah, they want to keep talking about Lomachenko being old and being on the verge of retirement, and he did retire. He never fought again. Talking about Loma ducked Tank. Tank was the one crying, telling Floyd Mayweather Jr. he was going to leave.
Oh my God! Why we gotta keep going over this? Y'all know why they couldn't fight. Like, I don't know why.
No. They could fight. The fact of the matter is, when Tank was young, Floyd said, if you don't start acting right, I'm going to make the Lomachenko fight. And Tank went on to cry, talking about, well, I'm going to leave Mayweather Promotion. I'm going to leave it. Man, that's the biggest definition of a duck I ever seen in my life. You going to leave your promotional company to avoid fighting the guy? And you could go watch the videos of Tank saying it.
Tony, I don't got time to go back and forth with you with this, because that's not what happened. But my thing is, like, who is his contemporaries fighting? That they're just fighting this great competition. Like, that's why I don't be understanding why y'all be saying this. And when you run down Tank's resume and you point out the facts on his resume, then y'all get mad at that and act like it don't mean nothing. Y'all constantly jump through hoops.
What's his resume?
Discredit the man resume.
What's his
I'm
resume?
not about to
Mario
go through all this. What's your 2 cents about Jake Paul?
What's his resume? Mario Barrios? We just watched a 46-year-old beat that dude.
I'm not finna do this, Tony. What's your
Mario
thought? What's your
Mario just got whooped by
about
Manny.
Tank and Jake Paul?
It's a trash fight. If you want to get your money, sure, get your money. But know this: after this fight, Tank will be retired. I guarantee it. This is his last fight. He gonna retiring, fighting none of his peers. That's how he's gonna go out, and people gonna cape and cap and come up with all the excuses of how good he actually was, but he ain't. He ain't. I don't even know if he's ever even been unified. I don't know if he's ever been a champion and fought another champion of the same division. I have no idea. I don't think he has. Off the top of my head, every peer around him has done more than him, but yet he's the alleged face
because
of
they
boxing.
got belts. How have they done? So because they got.
So that's like saying, oh, well, you're the best.
More? No,
that's
I'm
like
asking.
saying,
The best,
no, I'm
just because
answering.
they have the belts, that means they've done.
Yes, it does mean they've done more because they had the belts. That's like saying, oh, well, you went to the Olympics and you only won the gold. You're the best because you have the gold. Yes, you're the best. What signifies being the best is you having the most gold, aka the belts. That's the measuring stick of who the best are at the division. You don't have to like it. You could believe that this guy could beat that guy, whether they have a belt or not. But at the end of the day, the guy with the belt proved himself, while the other one is just imaginary.
Listen, I keep telling y'all, this ain't a fight that I would want to see either. Of course, I want to see him fight the other fighters. However, if he's gonna fight one exhibition, I'm not going to cry about it.
He's only gonna fight.
Only point.
He's
only. But now y'all saying like y'all know for sure he's gonna retire. Let's wait until he retires. I'm not gonna be mad about something he ain't done yet, and that's what y'all be wanting people to do. I'm not doing that.
What's crazy is 2 cents. Nobody's mad. I'm not mad. The fact of the matter is this dude, when it's all said and done and the smoke clears, the dust settles, he's just gonna be known as an underachiever. That's what he is. He's an underachiever. He gonna get a big payday, which is great. Everybody wants money. I got no problem with you making money.
How do you know he's an underachiever?
Because he ain't never unified. He ain't never.
Listen, how do you know his goal was to unify? You can't sit on here and say the man is an underachiever if you don't know what his goals are. You can't say he's an underachiever because you don't know what his goals are. Exactly. And that's what the problem is.
No, there's no problem here. I can say he's an underachiever because it doesn't matter what his personal goals are.
Okay.
His personal goals don't dictate what he does in a sport. His personal goals don't dictate what he does against his peers who achieve more. Underachieving means that whatever you do the bare minimum. That's what he's done. He's underachieved. I don't care what his personal goals are. If you're looking at the totality of boxing as a sport, he's not as good as a Devin Haney. He's not as great as a Lomachenko. He's not as good as a Teofimo Lopez. Hell, he ain't even as good as a George Kambosos. I don't care how many losses he racks up. Because at least George Kambosos fought the number one of a division and beat him. Tank ain't never done that in his entire career. Ain't never fought a number one of any division. So yes, when it's all said and done, he's an underachiever because I guarantee you he's going to retire because it's not me saying it. He's already said, I'm going to retire next year numerous times.
Well, he's going to retire next year. He's obviously achieved what he's wanted to achieve in the sport, and now he's retiring. It's boxing. It's an entertainment industry. You can come here and you can get and do whatever it is. Jake Paul came into the sport and found he ain't even a boxer. He found the whole niche, built the whole promotional company, and did all of that shit. He don't got no belts. He don't got no belts. You don't need belts to do none of this shit.
You know why Jake Paul's a boxer? Because Jake Paul is actually in fights that on paper he should be losing. He's fighting dudes with way more experience than he has at the level that he's at, unlike Tank. Jake Paul takes on harder challenges than Tank. So yeah, Jake Paul's more of a boxer than Tank Davis, in my opinion.
Being reasonable, bro.
Now, I am being reasonable. Because if every fight that you have...
Tank, hold on. Tank got to the popularity that he did today by doing nothing, by fighting nobody.
I mean, it's no different than Deontay Wilder. He knocked out 46 bums. Casuals are gonna watch you because of knockouts, but that don't mean you achieved anything.
So
it's no difference.
So Deontay Wilder didn't achieve nothing?
Fuck no.
Oh my goodness.
Deontay Wilder got his ass whooped by every top tier fighter he ever fought.
Oh my goodness. All right, Tony. I got somebody behind you.
Name one top tier boxer that he beat. None. He got his ass whooped by Tyson Fury. He got laid flat by Zilly Zhang. He got embarrassed by Joseph Parker. Like,
So Tyson
come
Fury
on,
not
man.
a top tier fighter?
Who?
Tyson Fury not a top tier fighter?
He sparked him. Again. He got his ass.
So what is your point?
My point is,
you can't get beat by a better fighter and still be a good fighter.
He got beat by every better fighter. Just like Tank Davis. Tank Davis doesn't fight anybody who can beat him. His entire career is nobody who can beat him. He will not get in the ring with them. He refuses. And now he just got embarrassed by a 130-pound champion who ain't even allegedly on his level, but made him take a fucking knee.
No, y'all said he wasn't on his level.
No. Lamont Roach would get dog walked by everybody. That dude is not that good. Lamont Roach will look like he never fought a day in his life. He get in there with Shakur. And Tank Davis knows this is why he won't fight nobody like Shakur. Tank Davis knew that he wouldn't beat Devin Haney. I don't care. Look, 2 cents, here's the deal. The dude underachieved in the sport. He's going to get this big payday. Hey, I'm happy for him. Get your money. But when it comes to greatest, he ain't even in the conversation. He ain't even close to being one of the greatest. He's nowhere near the conversation. If we're talking about business, then he did a great job because he's about to cash the fuck out. He's probably about to make $50+ million in this one fight. And I'm happy for him. Make all the money you can make, but you're not one of the greatest fighters. Nowhere near it.
Who said that though?
Tankanites.
Who said he was one of the greatest fighters? Who said that? Who said Tank is one of the greatest fighters? Who's ever said
a whole shit ton of Tank fans.
All right, Tony, you done? You guys saw that's what you got?
No, I'm done. I've made every point I need to make.
All right, I got somebody behind you. A1, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
What's good with the 2 cents? You know me. I don't do that ultra ride and over emotional what you hearing and what you seeing a lot of these dudes doing. I can make it real short and sweet, bro. Tank said it himself a long time ago. He a prize fighter. He in it for the money. He don't care about nothing else, including. I hate to say it. He said I don't care about nothing else. Which, if you include that in there, it's fans. It's you don't care about none of that. It's make as much money as I can, get up out of here with all of my faculties, and go live my life. Because guess what? If he go in there, let's say for example, and God forbid this happened to him, and this and happened to plenty of fighters we've seen over recent years that's dying in this sport, he gets clipped with a punch, gets brain damage, and he passes. Guess what? Boxing gonna continue to move. Fans is gonna switch to their new favorite boxer, and the wheel gonna keep on turning. Ain't nobody gonna care nothing about this man or his family or none of that. So all of these, I would say almost all of these athletes in the back of their mind or even in the forefront, a lot of them will say it up front and a lot of them won't. A lot of them will just kind of hide it behind, you know what I'm saying? Get it, stay in here, make it seem I feel a certain way to my fan base to lure in people to buy more pay-per-views or buy my shoes or my merch, whatever the case may be. But then at the end of the day, they know what it is. They know when their time is up, their time is up. And again, whatever sport world they in, it's gonna move on. They're gonna have new favorite players, fighters, teams, whatever the case may be. They got a limited time to do it. So for me, I'm not condoning saying like I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, I'm happy he's fighting Jake Paul. Absolutely not. Like I wanted to see the rematch like the rest of the world did. But guess what? As soon as this got announced, the first thing I said was, okay, cool. What's next for Lamont? Is him and Shakur gonna lock it in like they've been saying they doing? If not, what's next for Shakur? What's next for Lamont? Who Abdullah Mason gonna fight? What's next for Dev after this normal fight? Like for me, it goes on to a continuum of okay, we got an announcement. That's what he doing. Cool. That's what he doing. I don't care. What's next? And a lot of people forgetting. When he was under TMT, he said it himself. And Leonard Ellaby, Floyd, all them said what? They said, we got the green print. It's no longer the blueprint, it's the green print. And the one thing Tank gave Floyd credit for, and he said it himself, people can look it up. Like he know what he doing to come to making money. And making decisions on understanding that people gonna love you, they gonna hate you. But one thing at the end of the day is they not gonna pay your bills for you. They're not gonna care about you whether you alive or you done gone. And it's wild to me that like you seeing this influx of people like Tony Reviews. I ain't got no issue with his point or nothing like that. I ain't gonna argue opinions. That his opinion is his opinion. But Tank ain't never said I want to be the greatest. And he's saying Tank a maniac's like, bro, you gotta hear listen and see what the fighters is saying. Like the greatest is there's no way to really measure that. That's a person's opinion. People are gonna say Floyd is the greatest. Muhammad Ali is the greatest. Tyson's the greatest, and the list goes on. Evander Holyfield, like they gonna say all these people is the greatest, but it's based off your own opinion. There ain't no way to truly substantiate that. You can switch this to basketball. People saying Jordan is the greatest, and they measure it by rings. If I'm not mistaken, 11 beat 6. Bill Russell got 11 rings. Why is he not considered the greatest? They just say it's Jordan. Ain't that right, son? It's my bad. My 10-month old already yelling. But all I'm trying to say is like the writing been on the wall for a minute when it came to Tank, and people wanted him to knock off these other, what I'm saying, top tier names to kind of validate the fact of what they believe in their fandom of him as a fighter is. They wanted to believe, in his skill set and saying he's great or he's one of the greatest or one of the best to do it, whatever the case may be. And people wanted to see him face those other top tier names that they consider a potential threat or another big name fighter. I believe Lamont is a fighter that rose to the occasion, and he was on his P's and Q's for that fight. And can't the only thing he'd have to do is duplicate that type of performance, being that sharp again. Because it's like you can see people go in there and how they can put on the absolute A game, and the A class plus fighter can have a down day, and what's gonna happen? They're gonna get knocked off. But it's a thing of can they duplicate that performance? Floyd is kind of one of the only people you can say, and dang near every fight he had, he duplicated his performance because he went 50-0. Yeah, we know that you don't have to count the Conor McGregor fight, whatever the case may be, but he put in the hard work and dedication and dedicated his life to boxing. So with him, there was no drop in his performances. There was no you could look at him and tell he didn't skip no bases or anything like that. He didn't skip no steps. He went A through Z. There was no skipping of any sort. He literally went through the full thing. So for me, it's like I look at it. Hey, cool. He fighting Jake Paul. Go get your money. Do whatever you're doing. But at the same time, for me, if I was in his shoes though, and it's just me speaking from perspective, if I would have had a draw with a person that I knew that I either didn't want to fight or I was kind of off, I was having an off night, I had some other stuff going on, whatever the case may be. If I have a draw, I want to get that back in blood to go ahead and snuff out that doubt, right? And then if I have that other fight with Jake Paul right around the corner, like, oh, let me go get this money real quick and let me come back in here and go ahead and go on this run of knocking off these names. So then that way I can get up out this sport and not have to worry about anything. Because in reality, at 135, there's only like two fights that people really want to see. Shakur is that like one of the other people. Who else at 135 is people clamoring for to say, oh, I want to see Tank fight him. If he fight Abdullah Mason and he beat Abdullah Mason, they gonna say he too great, or they gonna say Tank was cherry picking because he didn't have no championship caliber fights or whatever. There's gonna be excuses there. If Tank fights Shakur, there is no excuse. Because why? Because people consider Shakur the number one dude next to Tank in that 135 division. There ain't no other names that's bigger than that. And we talking in real time of who they are. There ain't no other names. And again, this is just my opinion. Like I said, there ain't no hate coming from me. It's cool. I don't care. Whatever you're doing, you're doing. It's announced now. What's next in the world of boxing? That's the only thing I want to see. But for me, it's like, what's his next move? If he retired, is boxing better off with him gone? Is people gonna say like, dang, they gonna say Tank left a lot of meat on the bone. They just because again the sole name or the two things he didn't rematch Lamont Road, two game withdrawal, and he didn't fight Shakur Stevenson. If he goes, let's say he fights Jake Paul, it's an exhibition, so it ain't gonna really matter. There ain't no really true winner or loser in it. He fights him, he comes back, beats Lamont Roach, beats Shakur Stevenson, and then he rides up to the sunset. People still gonna have something to cherry pick and say about the man. But on the flip side of that is they gonna say something, hey, he came back and fought, he redeemed his draw, and he knocked off Shakur. What else is there for him to do at 135? They gonna say either move up or they gonna say, oh well, he did this. It's like it's never gonna be a case where it's just leave it as it is. Dude doing what he want. He's showing y'all what he confirming to y'all who he is a person that said it from the very beginning. I'm a prize fighter. I'm in this for the money. I don't care about nothing else. I'm in this for the money, plain and simple. Thank y'all for whoever purchased this pay per view. Shout out to PBC. Shout out to Amazon. Like the his whole little, you know what I'm saying, really tough tough to listen to speech that he give after his fights and stuff like that. But for the most part, bro, it's like, dude, a man with short words. He just want to do what he want to do, which is be out of the limelight, make some money, and go do whatever it is he likes to do. Plain and simple.
Thanks. He's the unrelenting star.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and again, me being a basketball channel, people gonna say, man, A1 don't know what the hell they talking about. It's like people don't realize. Like I played basketball. Well, one of my first loves was boxing. So for me, it kind of go hand in hand with it because it's like you got to be conditioned, but you got to be dedicated to the sport if you want to be an elite or good at what you do. So that's why I love boxing because it's like it's you and him in there. If you're not taking it serious and you're not locking in and doing what you need to do, you're gonna get exposed. If you out there on the basketball court and you supposed to be this point guard or whatever you are, and you out there and somebody got you on an island by yourself, guess what? You about to get exposed. Even though it's a team sport, somebody can they can individualize and pick you out, put you in pick and rolls, whatever the case may be, you're gonna get exposed. Same thing in NFL. If you're a terrible cornerback or whatever the case may be, guess what? You about to get exposed. So it's like for me, it ties in together. But a lot of people, man, they ain't able to kind of really view it through that lens. It's all about emotion for people. And then look. Even what I am your leader is my A1 lawyer for Tank Tough right now, bro. I'm not even a Tank fan. That's why I'm like, hey, these dudes is crazy, bro. Like these people in these chats and stuff, and they be cracking me up, bro. Because I'm like, they be so emotional and ready to argue instead of having conversations about a sport. I could care less about a Tank win, lose, or draw, bro. It don't make my day no different.
All
But
right, all
that's
right.
that's all I had on that 2 cents.
Thank you, A1, for coming up and giving your 2 cents. I appreciate you.
All right.
Big Dog Willie, let me get these super chats real quick. Let me
Okay.
see. Where I'm at. Shout out to Kurt Hurd with the $5 in the super chat. He say, hit that like button. Listen, I better have 100 likes when I get off this live. Shout out to Kurt Hurd. We had a lot of people coming through. Very interesting show today. Everybody able to come up and get a 2 cents about what they think about the Tank versus Jake Paul fight. Shout out Big Dog Willie with the $5 in the super chat, who has been such a big supporter of the channel promoting this Jake Paul fight. I know you feeling vindicated. You really been promoting and pushing for this fight. I know you are so happy right now, Big Dog Willie. He says, this is amazing. What did I tell you? I called the month and I was a week off. I told y'all I had an inside source. Tank is the B-side. Tank a maniac. Shout out Big Dog Willie. Jay Howard with the $1.99 in the super chat. He says, this make him a bigger star. They don't like that. Shout out Jay Howard. I do think it will make Tank a bigger star. Shout out to I Am Your Leader with the $4.99 in the super chat. It says, Tank, I got 6-7 fighters on my list and Shakur one of them. Tank, after not beating Roach, give me Jake Paul. Shout out I Am Your Leader. And you know what I said? I said if Canelo would have fought Jake Paul before he fought Terrence Crawford, the Terrence Crawford fight would be bigger. Big Dog Willie, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Man, I don't got no 2 cents. I got about $85.02. Anyway, I'm not gonna speak that long. Right now, I'm in Cancun, Mexico, looking at the waterfront. I was gonna plan on getting on on this YouTube boxing, but when I heard this, oh my God! I just want to tell you guys this. I told y'all. I told y'all. You guys didn't listen. You guys call me every single thing underneath the sun. You call me a bunch of names, and I just want to say to you guys, F all you guys is playing. No, I told you guys this was going to happen. Tank is only about his cheese. It's okay. I told you guys this was going to happen, and you guys didn't want to believe it. Tank, that boy, what's his name? Jake Paul said that he was going to fight Tank. Eddie Hearn said he was going to fight Tank. Tank said he was going to fight Jake Paul. All I want to say is this. I told you. And I told you I had an inside source. I told you that. Where do you think I got that money from to put all that money in? I told you I knew somebody on that team. I told you guys. You guys didn't listen to me. But it's okay. I wasn't promoting the fight. I knew the fight was going to happen. That's all I'm going to say.
You
All
promoted
right.
out that fight, Big Dog Willie, just to let you know.
No, I know I promoted it, but that wasn't all financially me. I'm trying to tell you guys. I knew somebody, when they see me put it in the first time, somebody contacted me about it.
Oh, that's what's up.
So, yeah, yeah. That's what I was trying to tell you guys, but I was like, okay. Yeah, somebody contacted about me. They knew I was on these boxing channels. They knew how crazy I was about it, about me saying crazy shit and talking crazy. And then somebody hit me up and like from that team and said, yeah, Monica, it's pretty much like it's going to happen in November.
Damn, that's crazy work. They be watching this.
And I was a week off. So I thought I was gonna be in Vegas on the 22nd, but I got moved up to 15th in Atlanta. I've been knowing about this for like the last 3. That's why I started bringing it back up again because it was when he got a. Oh, I'm telling you too much. But anyway, I want to let you guys know that next time when I say something's going to happen, I put in the super chat 2,000 times. It's going to happen. Okay,
You're
it's going to happen.
Yeah, Big Dog Willie, you was a big talk on the YouTube streets today.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, you take care too. Oh, about the email, I didn't get it. So just try it again.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it again. It might have got sent back.
Okay.
All right,
Queen.
There you have it. Big Dog Willie has spoke. He said, I told y'all I've been promoting the fight this whole time. Listen, I want to thank everybody for supporting the pop-up live today. See what y'all got going on in the comments. There's been a lot of back and forth in the comments. A lot of people agree. Some people disagree. But hey, that's what the show is about. Everybody coming over here getting their 2 cents. Everybody entitled to their own opinion. I don't know, man. It's hey, I see everybody, they upset about the fight because he's not unifying and doing all this extra stuff, but he's allegedly making tens of millions of dollars to go fight a fake fight. I wouldn't advise any fighter not to do that. I don't care, to be honest with you. So it's not just because it's Tank. If it was Shakur, if it was Devin, I'd say go do the little exhibition real quick. Why not? Tank is Big Dog Willie inside source. What Tank do that be y'all ready to slap your own mamas over these fighters who don't give a damn about you? Oh shit. 2 cents is hanging in strong under scrutiny. You can't scrutinize me, man. This is my opinion. And I've been consistent. I've said that what I said. I didn't think the fight was gonna happen because it don't make sense. It still don't make sense. They're 100 pounds apart, but it's an exhibition fight. So it's not a real fight. That's what I think. Fly Frequency think it's still a real fight and they're going to be trying to take each other's head off. And Jake Paul fighting everybody from lightweights to heavyweight. So you have a fight fall through with Anthony Joshua. Now you fighting Tank Davis. Like that sounds egregious. No way that's real. Who's taking that serious? London Walker say he's speaking facts. Tank told this a lot. He was asked, would he want to become undisputed? He said, sure, no doubt. But hey, it's his life. He came in this sport, became a star, and made millions. How can you say he underachieved? That's what's crazy. Like, how can you say this man underachieved? Him and Jake Paul broke the internet today because they announced the fight. Some people believe, oh, they broke the internet because everybody being negative. No. It's two sides. You have a certain fan bases and demographic, hardcores, they feel some type of way about it, and I get it. I understand why, as a hardcore fan. But then you got other type of fans out there, and that's what I don't think people understand. Boxing is entertainment. It's entertainment. Not everybody in the rap industry is trying to be the best lyricist. Not everybody not trying to win a Grammy. That's all I'm saying. Am I saying he shouldn't be criticized? No, I'm not saying he shouldn't be criticized. If you feel as though you want to criticize him, criticize him. I'm not telling you not to. You saying you shouldn't say that. Why are you saying that? I get it. Go ahead, criticize him. But if it's good business, why would I advise you against that? Is the point that I'm trying to make. That's all I'm saying. Will it bring more eyes to the sport? Yep. Will it do tens of millions in numbers? Yep. That's just the facts. I'm just saying. It wouldn't be any money if it wasn't for the fans. Exactly. And if you don't want to see the fight, don't watch it. It's just as simple as that. But you're going to see it everywhere. They're going to be promoting it. They're going to be talking about it. Even people that don't talk about boxing was talking about this thing went viral. Like, I'm looking at it from like the business side of it, right? Like, I'm not looking at it from like the boxing fan. I want to see them unified. No, I'm looking at it from the business side. Like, this thing went viral. I'm talking about 30 minutes. It's everywhere. Like, it was crazy to watch what happened today when Mike Coppinger dropped that Netflix thing. It was interesting. Did y'all watch it? Did y'all see how fast it went, how it expanded? People start dropping videos. People start writing articles. Is it real? We don't know. Like, I'm just saying. So, I'm not defending anything. I'm just giving you my 2 cents. Do I want to see you fight an exhibition fight with somebody that's 100 pounds heavier than you? No, I don't. But it is what it is. And I'm sure all these people that's feeling some type of way and this and that, they're going to watch it. They're going to watch it. Just like the people that didn't want to see the Lamont Roach fight, they watched it. They didn't want to see it so bad, but they watched it. But you entitled to your own opinion. I mean, it's cool. If you don't want to watch it, if you don't want to see it, it's cool. To go as far as to say this is what's wrong with American boxing, I would have to disagree with that. I can list a few other things before we get to a Tank Jake Paul exhibition about what's wrong with American boxing. But I want to thank everybody for joining me today. Everybody that supported the channel by dropping their 2 cents below in the comments. Everybody that punched that like and subscribe button. I know I wasn't able to give you 2 cents after dark tonight, but I came through today with the pop-up, especially with the news breaking Tank versus Jake Paul. It's a little disappointing, of course, because you want to see Tank in there with somebody that you feel like can really, really challenge him, and you want to see him shut the haters up and do all this stuff. But Unfortunately, he's not doing that. It is what it is. But listen, if you don't want your host all in the videos, cussing you out, timing you out the chat, leaving you in the background, muting you while you on the panel, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.